cancel culture is about canceling.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
And they believe that
Cocaína.
But it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell cause my records ain't sell. Cause a brother like me said, well,
born like this, it's born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, which yells you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your head. This that puts against the bed. This that I got realness, I just push, cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got dark, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stopped Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stopped Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
We'll see who counts.
They are permanently purged from the party.
Hey.
Hello, I've got you playing in the background. Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
I thought I heard my voice. I'm like, what's going on?
I was watching your latest video before we started with
nice.
Yeah, it was very good as always.
Well, thank you very much. How are you feeling, by the way, my friend? I know you had surgery.
I did. I'm good. I was realizing the other day that because of the imaginary line that I have the good grace of having been born across, I've had 2 major surgeries in like 2 years or 3 years, both of which life-saving, necessary, and I would be bankrupt or dead if I was an American.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like that's just a wild thing to think. Like I would not be doing the surfs right now. Like there would not be a surf show because unless I had like a really good, I guess, medical plan through my partner or something to that effect where I wouldn't have to think about it. But like it's like $50,000
yeah
for surgery.
It's crazy.
But yeah, no. I'm alive. I feel great. I'm recovering super fast. I can walk Chico again, which is awesome. So
nice.
Things are great.
I'm happy to hear
that.
Background. Well, thank you very much. I'm still getting used to it all. Hopefully, it doesn't look like I'm looking down. I'm trying to adjust where eye contact is. But yeah, I took off last week so I can get started on this. It took me all weekend, so I'm glad that I missed last week's episode, even though I was sad to do that because, yeah, it's finished now. And I no longer have like a box taped with another box to like hoist up my light. It's all like very professional now, and I'm very excited about that. I'm happy to have a real studio, which I should have had from the beginning since this is my my full-time job. But I kind of had everything like, I always joke about how I had it put together with fucking like duct tape. That was literally true. All the shit, the TVs behind me, like they were the little the black things that were behind the TVs, but like propping them up so they wouldn't like fall off of the mount that they were. It was just all so shittily done and quickly done. So now it's better.
I had no idea. I was always like, your set looks really professional with the screens and everything.
It was a facade. It was all a facade. It was about to fall apart at any second.
So with that new one, did you do that all yourself? Like, is that all like a week of construction?
Yeah. Took a long time to plan it all out. I did all the construction, the cutting, the hammering, the man stuff. I did it all myself. So
yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really nice. Turned out very, very nice.
Holy shit. Yeah, no, you did great work. Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't know you had those skills.
I didn't either. I thought I was going to fuck it up. So far, nothing has fallen down. There's a light above my head. Hasn't come crashing down on me. So I'm actually really proud of that because I'm like, bro, this is gonna hit me right in the head when I'm filming. It's gonna like it doesn't feel like it's weak, but you know when you have to adult for the first time, you're like you have no confidence in your skills, and so far it's you know it's all holding together. Nothing's coming down. Knock on wood.
Can I ask how you do the rock? Like, what is that? Is that actual slates or is it like a?
So it's actually it's like a foam. It's like a really high quality foam. It's like a little softer than particle board, but it came from a company called Gemstone that actually creates realistic looking rock. You could put it outside. It's indoor, outdoor. But
it's like rocks. I was like, oh yeah, that's rocks.
Yeah, it looks legitimately real. Every single one of them is unique. So it doesn't look like the shitty, but like I used to have like brick wallpaper before in V1 of the studio, and it looked very bad. So this is like legit. Like it's very nice. It's very nice.
Well done.
I like it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm excited. It's right, and I have a comfy chair. I was sitting on a stool before, so I decided to upgrade a bunch of shit. Yeah, I was just sitting on a stool. So all of this started because my booty hurted from that stool, and because I wanted a new desk. And I'm like, if I get a sit-stand desk, it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going to have to basically take everything down. But if I'm taking everything down, I might as well like put together a real studio like I've always wanted. So I did it. It took a lot of time. I was sore as fuck. I worked from like morning to night as I listened to like Hassan talk about the end of the world with Iran. And yeah, I got it done. So I'm glad it's done. I'm happy to be back. I'm glad everybody likes it though. Because if you're looking at an ugly background, I think it can affect the quality of the commentary. If the vibes are off, I'm going to do a shitty job. So I'm glad it seems okay.
I'm just happy you have a backrest now. I had no idea you were like broadcasting on a stool for like 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes. That's intense.
Well, it had it was a really nice stool, to be fair. It had a small backrest. So like the small of my back was supported, but not by much. Like the lumbar support was dookie. And overall, it was just very thin. Like my ass has been in that seat for years, and it hurt to sit in it for long periods of time. So I figured it's time to get like an actual office chair, and I got an office chair. It's super good, like $150. Like I feel like for me, that's a very big spend because I am a fucking tightwad. So spending more than $50 on an office chair was actually very luxurious for me. It feels bougie, but yeah, it's nice though. It's very comfortable.
No, you should take care of yourself. Like I think everyone will appreciate that too because they want you to be broadcasting as long as possible, right? So a healthy, well supported back is great for the Mike Show.
Yeah, back is really important, especially when you get into your late 30s, because your back just like you can't fuck with your back. So any chair you get, you have to make sure you have lumbar support and whatnot. I'm learning this the hard way because all my chairs are very cheap and shitty. Like I've got stuff since when I was in college that I'm like finally trying to get rid of, like that I used in the studio, just like stools, random shit. So yeah, it's better. It's better than what it was. So it's nice.
And I heard you got a new DHS secretary too. Now life is changing.
I did. A lot of things are happening. I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
It's huge. Wow.
I am sad that Kristi Noem is no longer going to be the secretary because I think she was just doing such a fantastic job. You know, she really put her heart and soul into it. She worked really hard on those social media videos, and you know, it's sad to see her go. She's still going to be working in Florida or whatever, but you know, I just thought that she did a really, really good job.
Yeah, in some new made up department that apparently doesn't exist yet, but Trump says it's coming soon.
Right.
She will be valiant in our new like statement of human safety or some weird shit like that.
Yeah,
soon to be launched. Hey, what up, Matt?
Some fucking thing in Florida she's gonna do. Hey Matt, how's it going?
Hello, what are you guys talking about? Kristi Noem?
Kristi Noem.
Dog killer extraordinaire. She got
the dog killer got the boot.
Yeah. She got put out.
Which is actually surprising because Trump has not fired anybody yet. Or has he? I can't remember.
Well, his first term, he was firing people left and right. Like every other day, it would be like, there's a new so-and-so. Like, to remember Scaramucci?
Oh, shit. That's a throwback.
That lasted like 48 hours or something, or a week or something. He showed up, did like a fucking 20 rails a blow, and then just disappeared. He just gacked out and then left. It was just like, all right. But yeah, I think this is the first in this term, the first major firing. I think this is the biggest one so far.
Right.
Yeah.
It feels significant. I saw the headline earlier. Oh, she might be fired and she's going to be replaced by Markwayne Mullin. And I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, because I think he really wants to save face and he wants to give this image of stability and whatnot. But then like an hour later, I saw the other headline. No, it's official. She is fired. And I do have a really good video. You guys have all probably seen this, of our new DHS Secretary, Markwayne Mullin. So
we have a lot of videos to cover. You got to bring up that Daily Beast article too about his activity about non-consensual nose fetish violations.
Oh, I don't even know about this. So I'm
What are we
down.
talking about here?
You don't. Oh, nice. Apparently, he has a proclivity to filming himself shoving his fingers in strangers' noses without their consent when they're passed out. And he did it on a trip to Israel, and it got so bad that people were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "It's just his thing." I don't know if it's a fetish. If it is, it's one I hadn't heard of before. But apparently, that's his thing: is filming himself being like, and just like putting his finger in people's noses.
What?
Yeah.
Is it like a prank thing? Does he think that's what's happening?
I'll send the Daily Beast article and you can read it.
Okay.
That wasn't clear. It sounds like something like a silly thing that he would do, and people would be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, stop that."
Yeah, it's just, I'm imagining this 55-year-old man sticking his finger in people's nose. Just a prank, bro. Like, what year is this? How old are you? So the video I wanted to play for you all, though, is, for those who don't know, our new DHS secretary is actually a former MMA fighter. So on a committee back when Bernie Sanders was the health secretary.
This I remember.
I think most people probably saw this.
Too. Yeah,
it's a classic. I have a follow-up for those who don't know. So he was talking to the Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, and he asked him if he wanted to fight, like literally.
Me, any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your
All right.
solution?
Hold it. No, sit down. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold
Chairman?
it. Hold it.
he concerned parent
no,
mods him
I have
so
the
hard, like just concerned parent Maxine right away, and like you can just see instantaneously. He's like, "Oh, okay, fine."
I will say,
you what I love though, that he listened to Bernie.
Oh, I know
he did.
That's what I'm saying. He like Bernie mogs him here. Like he fully just all of a sudden he's like, "You're right. This is embarrassing." Like sits down.
I will say, I wish Bernie did not intervene. I think that they needed to fight. Sometimes you just have to let people fight. And that would have been one of those moments where I would have loved to see them fight. So an update to the story is that this guy, the Teamsters prez, Sean O'Brien, let me go back to him. So he ended up cucking himself to Markwayne Mullin. So as you all know, he spoke at the RNC, got criticized for it, and he's been on his Anna Kasparian, Dave Rubin arc lately, where he is leaving the left, even though he's a union leader, right? Donating to Republicans, even though they're trying to crush unions. And then he posted a picture of himself with Markwayne Mullin, I want to say a year after that incident occurred. So this dude who was talking tough completely cucked himself to our new DHS secretary. Incredibly embarrassing. Rare labor L. I don't think that this guy is representative of the rank and file of Teamsters, but just to testify before a fucking Senate committee and have the senator threaten to beat you up, and then you cuck yourself to him. Like, that is legendary stuff there. I mean, like, masterful gambit, Sean O'Brien. It's just embarrassing. But I got to pull up this article that Lance sent because I'm very curious about the nose thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Markwayne Mullin reportedly fingered nostrils. You just stop right there and I'm done. I don't want to go further. Fingered nostrils of colleagues and their spouses during visit to Israel. Okay.
Mike, I feel like this headline is begging for you to make up a word. What is it that a bussy, right? We need a nussy?
Nosussy.
Yeah, so a nussy.
Yeah, because a nussy is a neck pussy, right? So nosussy, I guess.
No sussy. Okay, it sounds sussy. Either way.
Wow.
Nostrosy?
Yeah.
Nostrosy.
I was researching this guy today, and I found out that unfortunately, this is also one of the few cases of Native American representation, and that also got me choked. And I was just like, "Oh, that sucks." But I was
He's
like,
Native.
Yeah, apparently he is part Native American. And
But in America, that's probably like, oh, he's 182.
Oh, I thought that too. So in Canada, we have this huge problem in the Indigenous community with people who fake being, and almost exclusively white people who fake being Indigenous, and so they're called pretendians, and it's like it's gotten so bad that like there's actual members of our Supreme Court, there's like esteemed musicians, filmmakers, and they've all been exposed in the past like 5 years. So it's because like, so when I found out Mark Wayne Mullen I was like, is this the case of like someone being like, I'm 1/1000th or something? But apparently he's part of the Cherokee Nation. Like he actually is a part of the Native American community there. So it sucks. But hey, Native Americans are not a monolith, just like any other group. Just like Indigenous people are not a monolith, Jewish people aren't a monolith, Black people aren't a monolith, white people, well, but all the others aren't monoliths, and there's shitty Native American people too. That's
Regardless, I will never not see Cracker when I look at that face. So, but that's a hell of a fucking headline. I mean, like fingered nostrils of colleagues and their spouses.
You just posted our VOD. On Twitch anyway.
I'm talking about Ritz, of course. I'm sorry, Twitch. I'm talking about Ritz crackers because this guy likes to eat Ritz crackers, so that's what I'm referring to. Although having said that, he is the C word too, which I won't say. You could guess which C word I'm talking about. It's cunt, maybe. No, okay. That might have gotten us demonetized too. I'm sorry, Lance. I just need to zip it. Okay.
No, you're like, I'm taking down YouTube too. Start dropping the bombs.
Isn't that word completely fine and normal in like Europe and the UK or something? So I mean, we're just cheerio. We just we're broadcasting live from bloody England today, folks.
It's the Leftist Consortium today. Yes, indeed.
If we just get the stream demonetized right now, we could be chill. We don't have to worry.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let's see here. A former House Republican and his wife claimed that in 2015, Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. It's crazy because this setup, you expect it to be like some sexual assault allegations, but it goes to like the nose. Then a congressman took photos of himself putting his finger up the noses of sleeping lawmakers and their spouses during a visit to Israel. And he did this on a trip to Israel. So disrespectful. Mullen made waves this week when he tried to pick a nose physical fight. Oh, I see that's okay. With Teamsters. So this is the same week. So this is from 2023. Wow. Okay. Yeah. It's a throwback. So the source of the story is former Representative David Trott, whose account was relayed in Friday's edition of Politico's Playbook. So Wednesday night, after a full day of coverage of Senator Mark Wayne Mullen is near fisticuffs with the Teamsters leader and his subsequent unapologetic victory lap of media appearances, we got an email from former Representative David Trott, who served with Mullen in the House. My wife and I have a story about Senator Mullen if you're interested. Consider our interest piqued. We called up they're having so much fun with this.
I know.
We called up the former congressman who told us about an AIPAC sponsored trip to he did this during an AIPAC sponsored trip. Yep. This is so disrespectful. How dare he? This is anti-Semitic, if you ask me. Anyways, during an AIPAC sponsored trip to Israel in August of 2015 that he remembered about 40 members attending, plus many spouses. Among those spouses was his wife, Kathleen Cappy Trott. Why is Kathleen Cappy?
I don't know.
I don't like that. I don't know why.
Me too. I was like, is that a slur?
It sounds like Kathleen, Kathy, short for Kathleen, and there was like a pet name at some point where instead of calling her Kathy, they called her Cappy, and it stuck. That's how I would take it.
It reminds me of Trump when he posts like those long screeds about members of Congress where it's like Steve Bannon, quote, Slappy Steve, in quotations. But Cappy is the name of the hat that Mario wears in Super Mario Odyssey that he throws on other creatures, and then he can possess them. So she doesn't get to appropriate that. I'm sorry. That's anti-Italian discrimination. All right. At this point, he handed the phone over to Kathleen. She told us about the flight to Israel, which was hampered by layovers and delays. Though they were promised a quick shower in the hotel upon arriving. God, the buildup is like he stuck his fingers in her nostril. Do we need this massive buildup? Holy shit!
Yeah, just say it, right?
God damn. Okay, let me just skip a paragraph. We were in the clothes we've been wearing for like 24 hours, Kathleen says. We get on the bus and it's a couple. God, wait, why? Like, we're starting with, like, from the very beginning, like, since the dawn of time. Nostril. Like, bro, just get to the fucking point.
To the earth.
We started as a single-celled organism. Like, why can't you just get to the nose part? Do we need all of this superfluous fucking details? Okay. And this idiot starts walking up and down the bus with his camera, and anyone who fell asleep, he would put his finger in their nose and take the picture. I said to myself, if that idiot comes near me when I fall asleep, I'm going to punch him, Kathleen told us. And I said to Dave, this is a U.S. congressman? That congressman... Mark Wayne Mullen. Some people were mad and some people were laughing. How could you? Okay, if it happened to somebody else, I would laugh just because of the absurdity of the situation. But if he did that to me, I would not be laughing. Like,
well,
bro,
I mean,
you assaulted me.
Right. If it's an adult doing it, suddenly it's kind of creepy, right? Like, this is something I think like a 5-year-old would do, right? Like, just running around being like, like trying to stick his finger in sleeping passengers' noses. But this is a U.S. lawmaker.
Yeah, what do you do? Because if a child does that, which you would expect, I mean, actually, no, I wouldn't even expect that of a child. But like, if that happened, I would immediately like go full Karen and demand that the parent reprimand the kid and ground them and take away their fucking Switch or whatever. But like, if an adult does this, who's a senator, I don't even know. I think I would just be like, shocked. So some people were mad and some people were laughing. There were a couple of women who were mad, Cappy said. You're trying to fall asleep. Somebody you don't know has his finger. It was just middle school. And we were in Israel, right? And we're going to see the Iron Dome and go to a kibbutz. Just didn't seem appropriate. I'm joking about this, but they're actually saying that. Really? You're going to do this in Israel? You're going to stick your finger up our fucking noses in Israel, bro? They said that Mullen's recent round of publicity jostled their memory.
Let me look around your Iron Dome.
I just can't. This is crazy.
Yours.
So Politico reached out to Mullen's staff multiple times, but did not receive a response. On Tuesday, okay, so this goes to the O'Brien thing. Wow, my mind is blown. What are we supposed to do with that information? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that.
I will say it is assault, and I mean
it is true. Oh yeah.
Al Franken resigned for doing those pictures with the hover hand over that woman's chest. I mean, I'm not one of those people who thinks, oh, he shouldn't have. No, he resigned, and that was the appropriate thing to do, and he agreed, obviously, because he did it. But Mark Wayne Mullen went even a step further and actually physically touched these people. I think he should also have to resign.
Yeah.
That is the weirdest thing ever. It's up there with like Amy Klobuchar eating a salad with a comb and the weirdest stories of the past decade. I don't know how that wasn't on my radar. That's catnip for me. That's crazy that I'm just learning about that now. Wow.
Yeah. You know about the smell of war stuff, right? Like he got roasted pretty recently for basically kind of like stolen valor light and just talking about how, like, you know, if you're in combat, you know the smell of war, and if you've been on the battlefield, and then everyone's like, he's never served before anywhere. So I don't know if it's like the Call of Duty fucking weight screen or what was your particular struggle here, my dude, but that's pretty wild.
Wow. Yeah, he's such a weird person, and I've said this before, but I have to point it out again. Like, Mark, you can be Mark or you can be Wayne, but you can't be Mark Wayne, okay? Most of us, we go through life with just one first name, and he's taken up all the fucking first names. Like, I'm not Michael Bob or Michael Jason. I'm just Mike. So what, do we all get to have two names since he has two names? It just doesn't feel fair to me. And now he's our DHS secretary, so he's going to be the one sicking the Gestapo on us all. So,
yeah, that's the sad thing, is that you can't even celebrate Kristi Noem having a shitty day because, like, a monster is being replaced with a monster. You know, that's the shitty thing. It's like, yeah, it's kind of funny that she clearly had a press conference where she didn't know. That's funny. And the fact that
I don't think oh, I cut you off. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
No,
You
no,
cut
no.
out for a second.
I
Go ahead.
I was trailing out anyway. That's good.
No, I was just saying, like, I think listen, I'm not saying he's going to be better or worse. We don't know. He's obviously a shitty person to begin with, but I do think Kristi Noem was a special kind of shitty. I don't know if I'm sure he'll be horrible in his own way, but I don't know if he'll be able to match just how bad she was.
It just sucks because you can never get a win in this climate, right? Like, I saw that Dan Crenshaw, aka Eye Patch McCain, lost this primary, but he's being replaced by an even bigger psychopath. So in comparison, you know, Dan was the moderate.
Results were wild. It was like centrist Dems lost to progressives and leftists, and centrist Republicans lost to Nazis. Like, all extremists were like, "Oh my god, that person is going forward. That's one hell of a candidate. That's like a blood and soil type. You know, that's really bad."
Yeah, it's crazy how basically we're gonna have a Congress maybe like in 10 years from now full of Nazis and full of socialists and maybe a handful of neoliberals, and that's the future. There's no way to. And with Trump as president still, there's no way to escape that reality.
Oh boy, yep. Can't forget that last one, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to pivot to Iran because obviously that's the story of the week. Before we went live, let me pull up the share screen here. So there was a vote on the War Powers Resolution, and it failed. And some Democrats decided to join Republicans. So we had Henry Cuellar. Make sure you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see that. Okay. Henry Cuellar of Texas, Jared Golden of Maine, Greg Landsman of Ohio, and Juan Vargas of California. They sided with Republicans to not invoke the War Powers Act. Now, this is symbolic, to be fair, because in the event they did invoke the War Powers Act, it would have to go to Trump's desk. He would veto it. This happened before, back when Mike Lee and Bernie Sanders, along with Ro Khanna in the House, I can't remember who the sponsor was in the House that was Republican. Anyways, when it reached Trump's desk, he vetoed it. And this was back in, I think, 2019, when they tried to invoke the War Powers Act to end the U.S.'s complicity with Saudi Arabia's genocide in Yemen. So the same outcome would be true here as well. But the fact that they're not even willing to symbolically try to rein in Donald Trump is actually crazy, because he has absolutely no motherfucking idea what he's doing. And the consequences of this are going to be so bad for everybody in the world, namely Iranians, because they're bearing the brunt of what's happening. Tehran is being carpet bombed right now as we speak. They're committing war crimes. But there's a really interesting lecture from Professor Jiang, who is a geopolitical analyst, and he talks about how this could very well spiral into a global recession, certainly a depression in the United States. Because if you think about what's happening, my video about this tomorrow kind of dives deeper in this. But like, the United States is overwhelmed in Iran right now because Iran is launching on U.S. military bases in the region, where the U.S. is launching at Iran. And since they're able to overwhelm the United States, they're not able to adequately defend these U.S. allies in the Gulf. So what does that mean? Well, it means that countries like Saudi Arabia, they're not going to be able to invest so much in American companies because they're going to have to spend money on their own defense. And right before we went live, I saw this crazy ass news article that came up that I saved. Oh, not this one. Hang on one second. Let me pull it up. And the implications of this, like, it might not seem significant, but I'm going to explain why it's significant. So Saudi Arabia just announced, along with the UAE, Kuwait, and Qatar, they're discussing withdrawing contracts from the U.S. and canceling future investment commitments to the U.S. to alleviate some of the economic strain imposed on them by the Iran war. Now, why is this significant? Well, it's significant because right now they have billions of dollars in a lot of American tech companies, Google, Apple, Oracle and whatnot, and they're investing specifically in AI, right? Other things, but namely AI. And so we all know that the AI industry is a fucking bubble. It's basically all like the stocks are rising because of the potential future revenue that it could generate. But if they withdraw funding from that and all that speculation kind of dies down, the AI bubble could pop. And when the AI bubble pops, which is kind of propping up our whole economy, the whole economy kind of goes tits up. And not to mention, that's not bad, like just bad for us. On top of that, Iran has already de facto closed the Strait of Hormuz, which is significant for global trade. That could pull in other countries as well because they all have a stake in it. So Trump got into this not knowing what the fuck was happening. He had no idea. He thought that the U.S. would be able to pull a Venezuela and just overwhelm them, do something like that. Yeah.
It really feels like they thought it would just be a special military operation. Get in, get out, and a fucking about, and then we just move on to the next day instead of you don't understand the quagmire you have just wrought upon the world. Like, oh my God.
And if it's going to be a war of attrition, then that's not hang on. Professor Jia is a rabid anti-Semite. Okay, I was not aware of that. But putting that aside, his analysis is very interesting, but I'll keep that in mind. But basically, if you look at this becomes a war of attrition, which it could be, then the Shahad missiles that Iran is using, they're not only cheaper and more efficient, but they're easier to create. They have a massive stockpile. But the interceptor missiles that the U.S. uses, they're much more costly, much more difficult to replenish. They're slower. So like if you're moving a big ass truck that you can launch the interceptors, that's going to take time. And Iran is cleaning the fuck up.
Well, what if you have a painting and you've got very advanced U.S. military weaponry that costs like $10 million a unit, and that unit blows up on paintings like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon? What do you do then?
You have to pray.
Okay.
That's the only way. But by the way, I don't know for sure if that person is correct about Professor Jiang. I don't know if that's just he criticizes Israel. So like, I'll just look into that. But I have not gotten that sense from him. I don't know what he said about Israel. He just talks about geopolitical issues.
So I can't remember if it's the Minister of Foreign Affairs, but there's basically a spokesman for Iran who was speaking on U.S. media, where the journalists who were interviewing the spokesman were asking, like, you know, what are your thoughts on U.S. troops on the ground? And he, without even like blinking or any like, you know, sign of fear, was just like, "Oh, we're welcoming it. Yeah, we are actually welcoming U.S. troops on the ground, because at this time we feel very well equipped to produce results that we think will be demonstrably catastrophic for you. So we would like actually that to happen." Just, oh my God! Like when you think of like that area of the world, and then you start looking up details about what modern like on the ground warfare would be there, it's like 90 million people, intense mountainous terrain, prolonged, protracted guerrilla insurgents. Oh, that's going to be that's a human grinder right there. That's going to be an altar of sacrifice. They're calling them Epstein's angels at the fucking, you know, the Trump, like he's going to kill so many people. Like, yes, there's going to be an unbelievable amount of civilians lost as well. But like, you know, for the Americans who don't care about civilians or people in other countries, like you're about to lose a lot of your own as well. Like it's going to be catastrophic.
All for Operation Epstein Fury. Yeah, because and that comment from the foreign minister of Iran is really striking, because I mean, you can tell that they've done their homework. And another point that Professor Jiang made is that basically after that 12-day war in 2025, Iran took the time to like gauge the military capacity. Like they were able to tell like what they needed to do, and they've been preparing for the past 8 months. And so now we're at the situation where Trump kind of went in on a whim and Iran did their homework, and it really shows. So it's crazy, because this is going to have so many cascading effects, and Trump has no idea what he got himself into. And on top of that, he's talking about invading Cuba. He just invaded Ecuador, lesser discussed story. Like he launched a special military operation in Ecuador to go after terrorists. That's a war. And it's spiraling so quickly. I don't know how to like process the information. It's crazy, especially when you think about all the things that could potentially happen and everything that's going wrong, not to mention the war crimes that they're committing. And they're admitting that they're going to commit war crimes it just is so fucking bleak right now, and it's hard to kind of process the information.
I saw they're also already doing that thing where the New York Times or whatever publications have to debate whether or not it was Israel or the U.S. that bombed the school, killing like 165 Iranian school children. It's once again that pattern of like, all right, so why don't we debate where the missile came from, who launched the missile, who committed the war crimes, and by the time you figure that out, which could be a day or two, we'll have committed 10 new war crimes by then. There's already so many more hospitals bombed, so many more school grounds bombed, so many more dead. Like the death count is over 1,000 now for like civilians, from Israeli and U.S. bombing alone. So it's going to be a disaster unless like I part of me is just like, is there any thirst in the U.S. to stop him, like to stop the Mad King, right? Like I know the War Powers Act is not going to get over the finish line here, but even then you said he'd veto that. So what's next? Like, how do you I don't know, how do you slow down the rapist pedophile and his ambitions?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. I think that this is something that a sane country would be discussing seriously, but it's not even a consideration for us. And I think that AOC made a really good point when she said, what's crazy is that anytime he does something crazy like this, it coincides with a new Epstein drop or more revelations. And so this dude very clearly is trying to distract. I mean, I'm sure there's a number of reasons why he went to war with Iran, but that is one of the reasons why. There's also like, it's not conspiratorial to question whether or not he's being blackmailed by the Israelis. Netanyahu himself tried to blackmail Bill Clinton. There's an article about this in Dropsite News, and it looks exactly like that. Like he tried to blackmail him over the Monica Lewinsky tapes, and since Jeffrey Epstein was probably a Mossad, or he like worked with Israeli intelligence in some way, odds are he gave that information to Israel, and they can use that as leverage to get Trump to do what they want. At the same time, though, Trump also was paid by Miriam Adelson to do the bidding of Israel. And look, he might just be doing it for the love of the game, kind of like Biden, right? Like there was not really an excuse for Biden. There's no blackmail on Biden. He was doing it because he loved war crimes. So it's hard to say. You can only speculate about his motivations either way. This is very clearly so unhinged. Like he is kidnapping world leaders, killing world leaders. He is very plausibly a fucking child rapist, a child murderer. I mean, the fact that we're just like, oh, we just have to wait until the term is up, is crazy to me. Like 25th Amendment right now, but I mean, that would require his own sycophants to come together and oust him.
Question, though. Like, so I'm seeing, like, I saw that, obviously people like Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes don't really, count as being mainstream political operatives, but they're both already in regret mode. They already did a whole kind of like, Nick Fuentes has announced he's voting for a Democrat in 2028 as revenge for being betrayed by Trump and MAGA. And Jones is like, I don't know what's my purpose, like all this kind of shit. They know exactly what they're doing. But anyways, but Matt Walsh is another person. He's starting to tweet, being like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't want forever wars, right? So like, is there any appetite for anyone outside of like left of center to oust this guy? Because you're going to need like for an impeachment, you're going to need like Nixon wasn't successfully impeached until the general public sentiment turns on him, and then eventually Republicans do, right? And then eventually they are like, well, we have to do the right thing. It's like it's a sinking ship, get on the right side of history. So in this you have way more than Nixon ever had, infinitely more justification than fucking Watergate. Okay, you wish it was Watergate. Watergate sounds adorable at this point. We're talking about maybe the cover up of one of the biggest pedophile child trafficking and rape circles in history. So things are grim and they're bad, but I like it doesn't seem like it's reaching, like how Jank told us that MAGA is populist and that they're populist and they won't stand for him doing forever wars. So we're there now. We're at him launching more forever wars. Where's the populist MAGA revolt? Where's any revolt?
Yeah, it seems like Jank maybe miscalculated that. There is no revolt.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Just
so
like if I he was a wee bit too optimistic, in my opinion. Because it doesn't seem like that's happening. And the problem is that nobody really, politically speaking, nobody has an incentive to go after Donald Trump. Because if you're a Democrat and you want to run for president in 2028, the worse things get, the better the odds are of you winning, right? Because Americans love to go back and forth. So if you're a Democrat, just let the country burn, and then you could be there to pick up the pieces, electorally speaking, if you're cynical, right? And I think a lot of them are cynical like that. If you are a Republican, what incentive is there to actually take action against Donald Trump? Because as unpopular as he is with the general public, you're going to piss off your base. I mean, as crazy as he's becoming, these Republicans, these centrists like Dan Crenshaw, they're going down if they're not sycophantic enough to Donald Trump. So they get punished by the base. And if they speak out, they get, they could lose their career. So politically, if you're an elected in this country, there's not a lot of incentives to actually go after him. So everybody's just kind of like, they're feeding off of the chaos, right? The right-wing influencers are feeding off the chaos. Everybody just is like watching the ship going down and trying to do everything that they can to get what they can out of it, right? Trump is even waiting for it to go down. Like he's fucking like looting the country. All the billionaire cronies in his administration, they're doing insider trading, making these poly market bets. With regard to that, like we saw the whole, there was a bet on whether or not he would invade Iran. There were some presumably officials in the Trump regime that made a fucking killing off of that. And there was a bet on whether or not there would be nuclear bombs used up until it was removed by Polymarket. That got taken down.
Did you see the same whales that made a ton of money on those little Polymarket bets for the U.S. invasion of Iran, the U.S. bombing of Iran, as well as the invasion of Venezuela? Like the same accounts that have made money on those are now saying U.S. troops on the ground. They're starting to put like $90,000 bets on prop market for that. And I'm like, what a weird, gross future. Like just strange and cartoonish, where you got to turn to the cryptocurrency gambling online news sites to figure out whether or not we might be doing war crimes because insider trading whales are actively polluting the system. So cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels really bleak because he's just going to go crazy. He's already going ape shit. And my fear, and I talk about this in tomorrow's video, is that, if there's this overarching perception that he's not winning this war, which it already seems like that's the case. It seems like he's losing. And if it makes him less popular because Americans already are seeing a spike at the gas pumps, then he's going to have to find a way to prove himself. So he'll do other, side quests that are a little bit easier, invade Ecuador, perhaps Cuba next, easy wins. And you don't know, because like the more cornered he becomes, the more dangerous he becomes. And that's the thing that really is worrying, because it could all get worse before it gets better, especially because there's absolutely no chance of accountability at all. It doesn't matter what he does. Like the odds of him getting impeached, even if Democrats take over the Senate and the House, is still very, very low. There's just no political will in this country to do anything. Like they're fine with it burning. So it's just, I don't know. It's hard to... It kind of feels like you're just like on a train that's going off the rails and there's nothing you can do about it. It's a fucking slow motion catastrophe. Very optimistic conclusion, right?
you almost dropped the name of my old punk band.
What's the name of your punk band again?
It's a fucking catastrophe.
Oh, that's right. I remember. Okay. I remember it was a sentence. I couldn't remember. So this, I don't know when this was. I think this was from earlier today, but this is Trump talking about invading other countries. Although a little bit of, cause for optimism. He says he doesn't want to do it all simultaneously, even though he kind of is. But, if you're looking for some crumbs of hope, maybe this will do it.
Anymore. I don't see it. He's doing some job, and your next one is going to be, we want to do that special Cuba. He's waiting, but he says, let's get this one finished first. We could do them all at the same time, but bad things happen. If you watch countries over the years, you do them all too fast, bad things happen. We're not going to let anything bad happen to this country.
So, he doesn't want to go full Hitler, right? Because Hitler got humbled. He was feeling very emboldened after he invaded Europe, and then he tried to invade the Soviet Union in the winter and got his cheeks clapped. Trump knows that, and maybe he's going to try to, tone down the militarism, just do small little incursions here and there. I don't know. It's like something to hang on to, I guess. It's just very, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm grasping for something to hold on to, but it's pretty bleak, my friends. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to make it even more bleak, my video today or yesterday, I talked about how the people in Trump's administration, the evangelicals, they are trying to make the war as bloody as possible because they think that is going to fulfill the biblical prophecy that will make Jesus come back. And it's crazy.
Wasn't there some speech they gave the military where they said this is Armageddon for? Wasn't there? I was reading something about that, or I saw something about that.
Commanders are giving. Yeah, there's been complaints from the MRFF, from commanders who are telling their units like, "Oh, bro, this is it. This is the end times. This is the apocalypse." And there's been a lot of complaints from military members who are, non-religious or Muslim or even Christian, and they're like, this is not, like, you're not supposed to do this. But they're all basically, it was described by a journalist, Jonathan Larson, as their commanders were in a state of euphoria because they felt like this is the end times. This is the end of the world. And like, just to show you this little image here of Trump praying, like, these are all the people around him who are nutting in their fucking pants because they think that he's actually delivering the Armageddon. And you want to know what's great? Like, all these people don't matter. Like, that lady, that's the spiritual advisor. You probably saw her. The thing that makes it,
who speaks in tongues.
Yes, that's the lady.
Oh, yep. I love it. I'm here for it. Yes, please give me.
But I mean, like, look, she's the spiritual advisor. You might as well be a fucking like manager of a Wendy's in terms of like how that affects Donald Trump, right? Here's what's really scary. The person who's in control of the military, Pete Hegseth, he has the same fundamentalist extremist ideology. He actually believes that like Israel has to conquer all of the Middle East because that's going to set the stage for the return of Jesus Christ. And back in, I think it was, I don't know if it was 2017 or 2018, it was sometime during Trump's first administration. He was talking about how Israel has to take over Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, because if they do that, Trump's going to have their back. And now, fast forward to today, that same Looney Tune is in Trump's administration, and Israel is in the process of annexing the entire fucking West Bank. And Trump isn't fighting. Why would he? He was given $100 million from Miriam Adelson, and she denies this, but she gave him $100 million on the condition that he lets Israel annex the entire West Bank. So that's happening. She got what she paid for. That was a great investment for her. But these people, these evangelicals, these fundies in Trump's administration, they are all elated because they actually think this is the beginning of the end. Jesus is going to come back. Iran has some role. Like, I was raised in it, but I don't know all the specifics. There were debates in my family about how Jesus was going to come back. But a lot of fundamentalists believe that Iran plays some role here. And specifically the commanders here who are getting complaints, they think the war has to be bloody. It has to be very bloody. Otherwise, it's not going to fulfill the end times prophecy. So these people are losing their shit right now because they think the end times are going to pop off.
I remember that part of the Bible when Jesus came. It was like, listen, when it comes time, I need you to do a real bloody war, okay? I need you to make it really bloody and gory, okay? Otherwise, you're not going to fulfill my dad's prophecy, all right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
The prophecy, have you actually looked into what it literally is, like what they're saying when they think that it's a biblical prophecy? Like, I think it's Ezekiel 36:12 or something. It's obscene. It's like they've transplanted modern day Iran to represent Persia because it says Persia in the Bible, and then modern day Israel to be the house of the Israelites, which is technically the house of Jacob, which was just a name change. Like, the country Israel doesn't exist, and neither does the country Iran. And the whole idea of having the Jewish people go to this part of the world, God's chosen people, to usher in the end times, that means everyone dies, including God's chosen people, except for the Christians. Like, we're all supposed to burn in hellfire once this is accomplished, by the way. It's like the weirdest anti-Semitic, fucked up, kind of strange, but like, that's the modern Zionist movement. Like, this is who is the majority of Zionists in the world. This is what they actually believe.
Yeah, and I remember vividly being taught that, because I remember asking, like, okay, when Jesus comes back, everybody dies, because like everybody talked about the second coming of Christ when I was a kid as if it was a wonderful thing, but when I was younger and I didn't really understand it, I'm like, but why is it good if he comes back and everybody dies? Like I couldn't wrap my head around that because as a kid sometimes you have better logic than adults, especially if they're all fundamentalists.
I mean, that's still pretty solid logic, honestly.
It holds up
It's
till
not
today,
like-
right?
Yeah, it's not like you grew up and realized the error of your foolish, childish ways. No, that's actually the correct take.
Yeah. But I remember specifically, I was told that, when Jesus comes back, it's good because every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. And I asked, like, well, what happens if, if they're Jewish people, right? So if they don't accept Jesus, then what happens? And like it was repeated, no, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. Otherwise, they go down. So when Jesus comes back, they all have to convert or be killed. And it's not just Jewish people. It's everybody. Everybody has to convert or they will be killed. They will go straight to fucking hell and everybody else will ascend to heaven with Jesus. It is crazy as fuck.
I never got that because one little problem seems to be that Jesus himself was Jewish, right? I mean,
well, he better accept himself into his own art. Otherwise, he's going to burn too.
Absolutely was. Yeah. And also there's an added complication. If he came back to the earth, Americans would fucking kill him. He would be shot on sight. Are you serious? Some brown dude wearing robes talking about being the son of God. You're like, blap. Like maybe Jesus has come back like 6 times. He's tried and he's like, nah, fuck it. Like American
He's like, come on, guys. This is what you've been waiting for. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. If you want to go a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you want to have a bad acid trip, watch Pastor John Hagee's latest sermon, because this is the guy responsible for Kufi, Christians United for Israel, the biggest Christian Zionist in the country. Bro, he is fucking popping off in his pants. 1 nut, 2 nuts, 3 nuts, 4 nuts, talking about the end times and how everything it's all coming to, it's fucking, the people that run this country and are influential are fucking insane. And Trump is letting them go apeshit. Like Pete Hegseth gets to do what he wants. Oh, well, we're not going to do any woke rules of engagement. I don't understand, the shit that we are seeing. It cannot be I can't wrap my head around it. It's fucking insane. It's like we're in some crazy movie.
It's perfect for Trump because obviously the people we're talking about who proselytize and do these things, they're in on the grift. But the followers of this, the vast majority, are the perfect dupes for people like Trump to grift off of. So why wouldn't he love it? Imagine having these people at your beck and call anytime you need money or some business venture to take off. They'll wholly buy whatever you're selling, even though you're scamming them, because this is just what they are. They believe in this stuff. So of course he lets them do it because he wants to take advantage of them too.
Well, they don't care if he's lying either, right? I think if there was a higher bar, I think the bar is just people want wins, and if Trump can deliver them wins, that's enough. But it doesn't matter that he doesn't believe in any of this. He doesn't even know quotes from the Bible, right? He can't even mention his favorite part of the Bible. The guy, it's all a grift, and it's a grift that's winning. I think that's that's the important part.
Yeah. These guys, I don't know what else to say. These guys,
these goddamn pedophiles, billionaires, tech bros.
I mean, it's amazing to see this shit, man. Everything they've based their ideology off of. Trump is anti that, and they're just contorting themselves, wrapping themselves in pretzels to turning themselves into pretzels to try to keep him out of it, to keep him. It's amazing to watch. It really is.
Matt, have you seen Captive Dreamer? He's essentially like a neo-Nazi account that Elon Musk loves. Turned out he
Yeah.
was yet another Canadian. He's a Canadian Nazi. I'll post it in the group chat now. But he basically revealed what everyone already knew about the right and the far right as well, in that they clearly, even if they're now being shown that Trump was a liar and you lost everything, they believe in nothing.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't. This is like no big deal to them. They will do whatever it takes to get what they want. They'll easily just say, "Fuck whatever we told you. We changed our minds," or it doesn't. That's the rules for you, but not for me and my guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So, much like with Gaza, there is the same conversation taking place primarily among conservatives and liberals about how the left is basically pro-terrorism. They support Iran and terrorism, and they support LGBTQ people getting thrown off buildings because we don't believe that the United States should have invaded a country that did not attack us and poses no threat to us. And I think the best example, I haven't watched this full thing yet, is going to be, I almost called him Alex Jones, Van Jones. So he basically comes through
not too far off.
That's true. These days, not too far off. So he's going to trope max, right? He's going to pull out all the stops that we already heard a million times about how, like, how could you support Iran when they want to murder gay people? Like, the same shit. And again, I haven't seen the full thing, but like, the level of propaganda that we're seeing, it's so lazy because on one hand, you have Trump's people. They're basically just saying, what war? It's not a fucking war. It's a special operation, or it's like they're straight up resorting to like Orwellian fucking propaganda. Oh, this is Trump ending a 47-year war that was waged on us. And then you've got people who are coming in, the usual suspects, saying, well, how could you support Iran? Like, if you oppose war with Iran, then you inherently, you support the regime itself and everything that they do, right? It just, there's no concept of, hey, maybe murdering people, murdering innocent people who have no say is not the best answer. Nonetheless, we'll listen to some of this.
Bit by bit, post by post, nudge by nudge, people are getting separated into different camps that are not ultimately fighting for the good of the United States or the West or their own countries, but are actually functioning at a pawn layer. A pawn.
This is so ironic coming from him, is it not? We're the pawns. We're the pawns.
Level. Being moved by different algorithms, by different information operations to cluster and be useful to people who ultimately mean you no good, ultimately not benefiting anybody in the United States. Why is it that you see young people in America who give a free pass to Iran, which is butchering people, shooting down young protesters, won't give women their rights, won't give gay people their rights, and yet are incredibly critical of the United States itself, which at least doesn't kill thousands of protesters and has rights for people?
Bro, we just did a genocide that's still going on. Am I crazy? Like,
well, it's a thing where it's just like, hey, by the way, the leaders of this country do really bad things. Yep. So do the leaders of mine. And like, I don't think you should invade Canada. Like, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in this country right now. I don't think that gives you a right to bomb the fuck out of the major cities here. That's all. Like,
yeah.
That just because you're like, you probably shouldn't bomb a school, that doesn't mean that you're like, oh, also I love every single aspect about what was going on in there. Like, it's honestly, it's imperial brain. Right?
It is. That's a great way to put it.
Like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not too keen on the United States regime myself, if I'm being honest. Does that mean that I would be okay if a foreign country came in to bomb us, to liberate us? No, because I think that, living under a regime that sucks is preferable to getting murdered. Like, call me crazy. And I feel like, when you put trust in the United States and you think that they're going to prosecute a war in a humane way, that is delusional. One, because we're like, Van Jones was alive when Bush invaded Iraq. He was alive during the genocide in Gaza. Like, we weren't born yesterday. We do not give a flying fuck about humanitarian issues. So the fact that he's still using this as like a gotcha against the left is so insane.
What is going on? Why are people who consider themselves to be American patriots on the right suddenly willing to side with a country that has been an enemy of the United States?
Because Russia is authoritarian and they want Trump to be authoritarian like Putin. It's not rocket science. That's easy.
States for now generations. What is happening here? And what's the impact of having a country where different factions inside the country are actually aligning themselves with enemies outside the country without seeming to really know they're doing that? That's a gray war. That's how you know you're in a gray war.
Wow. I'd like, he doesn't surprise me at all. You know who really made me sad was Jon Stewart. I was not expecting him to have all those shitty takes. That was
what I missed that. What did Jon Stewart have to say?
He made a joke right after the assassination of the Ayatollah that, like, because he's so old, he won't be able to fuck all the virgins in heaven. And then afterwards was talking about how Iran is like, why is Iran bombing every other country around them? Shouldn't they bomb like America? And it's like, it's so funny he would make that comment because I just watched Mike's video where he has an actual clip of like an Iranian official telling NBC News, we're bombing consulates and embassies in other countries. Just so, if you don't understand that in America, our weapon systems can't reach you, but you're bombing our people. You're killing and slaughtering thousands of our civilians. So we're trying to bomb you back, but we don't have access to the ability to just attack you directly like you're attacking us directly. So we're bombing your consulates and your embassies in other countries. That's what we're doing. Like, it had to be explained to American audiences.
And it's crazy because Jon Stewart knows this, right? He knows that if you are a country that lets the United States have a military base where they launch rockets into Iran, that is going to become a legitimate military target. It's not absurd that Iran is doing that. That's like they said they were going to do that first and foremost, so that was in the indication that was going to happen. But it is logical to assume, even if they did not explicitly say that was what they were going to do, because they don't have missiles that can reach the U.S. So what are they going to do? They're going to target our military bases. They're going to target U.S. allies among the Gulf. The fact that that is controversial and it speaks to the craziness of Iran is insane. We're the crazy ones, okay? We invaded this country that was not going to attack us, and the regime, the Trump regime, still can't come up with a single justification. Well, they were going to attack us. Well, Israel was going to do it, so we were going to be vulnerable, which is also bullshit. Marco Rubio said basically that we were like goaded into this war by Israel before walking it back. But his argument was that the whole thing has been like the Twilight Zone.
Like, he was weird, then Chuck Schumer was weird, and then Fetterman was the weirdest, like, all in a row. I was like, who's in control here? Like, Chuck Schumer was going off about, like, we can't have a nuclear Iran become a missile for Israel or something like that. And everyone's like, wait, what did you say? He's like, no, I mean...
He actually was unintentionally based. He said, we can't have a nuclear Israel. We can't let that happen.
Yeah, we can't have a nuclear
I'm like, yes, queen. Yes.
Yeah, what is he saying right now?
But it's like, what Marco Rubio's excuse is so dumb because he's like, well, if we didn't bomb them, then when Israel bombed them, they were going to bomb us to retaliate. But like, that happened. In 2024, there was that skirmish between Israel and Iran did not attack the United States. Because like you have to look at this as like countries are rational actors, right? They're not going to do something to provoke a response from the United States because they know that we're going to retaliate. So they just fought with Israel and then they did not attack the United States. It's outrageous that they think we'll buy these fucking lies. But I wanted to play. So you brought up Fetterman. I had to bring this in. So I'm not sure if you all saw this, but he went like straight up fucking clan hood off.
Yeah, it's shocking even by the standards of racist U.S. politicians. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. So Prem Tucker was asking John Fetterman about the war with Iran, and he was basically implying that Mehdi Hassan, Prem Tucker's boss at Zateo, is super sad that the Ayatollah was blown up. He's like, oh, this guy is blown up. Like, let me just play. Like, this guy is such a fucking piece of shit.
Hey there, Senator. How you doing?
wondering what you made of the Department of War's sinking of an Iranian naval ship today.
Oh, I want to offer condolences to your boss. I know he's all broke up about the Ayatollah. Was, you know,
Who's our boss?
What?
Who's our boss?
Huh?
You're offering your condolences to my boss?
Yeah. No. What I'm saying though, it's like I know who you work for. It's very anti-Israel. And
We just reported a humanitarian loss, sir.
He's very anti-Israel, and I'm very pro-Israel. So we can agree and disagree on things.
Sure. Do you think it's okay for the U.S. to bomb an Iranian naval ship in international waters?
So everybody is complaining about the sound. I'm sorry, this is the loudest that I can get it to go. Let me see if I can boost it. Yeah, I can't. I can only control individuals. So you'll just have to like put your ear up to the mic, and I'll try to not blow you away when the video's over.
I think the world's better that he's dead now, and I think it's
Speaker, that is, not mic.
Iran will never acquire a nuclear bomb.
What about the naval ship today, though?
Reliable trails to have that, and if they think it's a good idea to have a nuclear bomb, really disagree on that.
Is it okay for the U.S. to bomb naval ships without a declaration of war, though?
I'm sorry, I support killing the Iranian leadership.
I'm not talking about leadership,
why,
sir.
why wasn't he upset about the way they killed all the Iranians?
Senator.
Why wasn't he upset about it? He wasn't angry about
Who's he?
killing the thousands of young Iranians. He didn't seem bothered by that.
Who's he, Senator?
Just crazy.
He just sounds, yes, it's...
Yeah, he's losing his mind. I love how he said, we'll have to disagree to disagree. It's like, okay, so note that. And it's crazy that I've seen this not just from him, but from other Republicans where they're like, how come you don't care about the Iranians that Iran killed? Okay, if you care about Iranians, why are you carpet bombing Tehran? Are we not going to answer for that?
Yeah,
We're just nothing. Like we bombed a school with 180 girls ages 7 to 12. But you care about the people of Iran? This is why I hate that people still fall. And I understand why they fall for it, because it's good propaganda if it's done right. But I hate when people fall for this idea of a humanitarian war. We have to invade this country and that country because we have to help the people. The U.S. government doesn't care about the people. They don't. Period.
Well,
full stop.
Yeah, just to explain. Oh, hey, Ariana.
Hey, Ariana.
Hello.
To just quickly explain the naval ship that he's asking, or Fetterman's being asked about there.
Hello, guys. Sorry, I was on.
This is the quote from Ryan Grimm in Dropside on what happened. An unarmed Iranian ship was invited along with the U.S. to be part of an Indian naval exercise. Its sailors paraded on land before the president. The U.S. at the last minute pulled out of the exercise and instead attacked the Iranian ship with a torpedo, breaking all the norms of civilization and warfare. We then refused to rescue the drowning survivors. The Sri Lankan Navy had to pull the dead out of the water afterwards. I am hard-pressed to think of any other nation throughout history that would do something so cowardly, so despicable. We are genuinely in a league of our own, and American media, mostly shrugging off the bombing of the girls at the school as acting of carpet bombing Tehran as a normal militaristic tactic, is deeply complicit. And that was basically what Fetterman was being asked about, but instead wanted to go after Mehdi Hassan in the clip.
Yeah. Because, there's no such thing as different sects. All Muslims support the Ayatollah. Mehdi, an American Muslim man, is he's against the war specifically because he supports the Ayatollah. Like, that's the assumption. It's just racist generalization. It's sickening. Ariana, I hope you're holding up because it's been a week.
Oh my God. I had like one of the most unproductive days of my life today. Thanks. I feel like I hopped in at like the perfect times, lack of better terms, but yeah, it's been a week. I'm so frustrated on multiple fronts. I don't know if you guys have been following my Instagram and other social media. There's so many different layers to this. I am one of the biggest leftist political commentators, creators, whatever, who's Iranian. Most of us tend to be Republican and Zionist. So I'm not one of those people. I think there's so many things that frustrate me about this, right? The first part is my own diaspora. They've been pissing me the fuck off. I'm going to be so honest with you. And it's been so because I'm like, I understand why they were so excited when Khamenei got murdered. he hurt a lot of people throughout the 40 years of his reign. I mean, he was a dictator. He was in office for 40 years. Like, you know what I mean? And he called himself the supreme leader. So I don't know what else you expect from someone that calls himself the supreme leader. But I understand why people were excited that he was dead, but the dancing and the twerking in the street for bombs like really just put me off. Like I just could not. I don't identify with that. I don't like it. It just really made me upset, to be completely honest with you. Then we have the mass media, right, who props up the Iranians who are conservative, who cheer on the war, right? They somehow find the Iranians who speak a very narrow-minded viewpoint of this, and they prop only them up and only them, right? People like Nazanin Boniadi Moj, Masih Alinejad, these are people who are continuously propped up by mass media, and they only have one viewpoint and one voice and one, narrow-minded thing. And then they all speak for all of Iranian people.
Yeah.
There are 90 million people in Iran. There are many ethnic minorities. There are many people who oppose the government. There are some that still support the government. There are some that don't want government. There's right, we don't know the real data because there are no international nonprofits in Iran. It's in a sanctioned, embargoed country. You can't even send money out there. So it's like there's all these people speaking on the behalf of Iranian people when not only have most of us not been back there in years and decades, but also you're speaking on the behalf of 90 million people who are not a monolith, right? So that's also been pissing me off. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you have America, who really hard launched the freedom of Iranian people by bombing an elementary school and murdering over 170 people, 164 of those being little schoolgirls, right? And we're talking about 6, 7, 8 years old. We're talking about a massacre probably triple or quadruple the size of Sandy Hook, right? It's just little babies, little children getting blown to bits. And then on the other side of this, you have these Telegram groups that Iranians are in by the hundreds and thousands, which are all spewing anti-regime shit. Which, like, listen, I hate the Iranian government. I'm not a fan of the Iranian government. I don't know many people who are. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's not like a common viewpoint to have when you read all of their human rights atrocities, right? It's not that hard to understand that point. But then you have these Telegram groups saying, oh, well, it was an Iranian misfire. It was an Iranian misfire. I got crucified online for saying that this was definitely a U.S. and Israeli bomb. I got crucified. People were
For
like,
the school?
oh, yeah. There were Iranians peddling that this was a regime misfire. And I'm like, there is literally no proof for that other than your Telegram groups. So then today, the New York Times, of all places, right? The New York Times, NPR, Middle East Eye, all of these different news stations came out with their own reports, and they said this was definitively an American targeted missile. Targeted, not just like a random missile, but targeted missile, right?
And it was America, not Israel?
They're saying it was America. They're saying it was an American missile, or 2 American missiles. Now you can say, oh, well, the school was really close to a base, which it was. I still don't think that's a justification. Like, what the fuck? You're America. You claim to have we spend so much money on fucking war and military, and you still shot a fucking elementary school, and then you're out here gloating about how you're going to free the Iranian women. I fear you said the same shit about Afghanistan, and Afghan women are more fucked than they were 20 years ago when we first invaded. So I'm just like, it's so multi-layered, and it's like, and I'm getting so much heat from my own people, right? From my own people. And they're saying, like, anything I say that is like, I'm against war, they all come after me. Well, not all of them. The very loud minority that's like conservative and pro-Trump and dancing in the street for Trump, right? But here's my thing, right? How are you dancing in the street for a man who was reportedly in the Epstein files over 1 million times? A man who wants a 3rd term in presidency, a man who does not want to give up his government. How are you dancing in the streets in support of him? So much so to where the White House created a fan cam of Iranians fucking dancing everywhere. But then you're saying that you're so happy that this other dictator who's been in place for 40 years is dead. Like, I fear the ideology is the same. One is just white and has Christian fascism, evangelical fascism. The other one is the one that is in your like. To me, Trump and Khamenei are the same people, right? Like, if Trump were to, in a video game, same shit would happen to him, I would be happy to. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I don't like the motherfucker either. I think a lot of their ideologies were the same. It's the dictator ideology, right? It's just like, just because it's Christian fascism doesn't mean it's any morally superior or better than Islamic fascism, right? So there's just like so many layers of this that have been like really just like pissing me off. But like at the end of the day, I really do hope that my people, I mean, I don't know, everyone's celebrating that they can go back to Iran. I don't know what the fuck they think they're going to go back to, because the way it's looking, it seems like they're going to arm the Kurds, the Iraqi Kurds, to rush the border. I mean, I don't know. The Iraqi Kurds have said this isn't true, so I don't know what reporting is true. We're hearing, you know, buzzes about the CIA starting to funnel arms to different ethnic groups so that they can go
always great. Yeah, good history there.
Yeah. And by the way, the Iraqi Kurds, the Syrian Kurds, the CIA has used them repetitively and dumped them every single fucking time, again and again and again and again over decades. But they want to have a state so badly, and I understand why, because they've been oppressed for so long that they just kind of go with it, right? I assume. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. I'm not Kurdish, and I could be ignorant in the way I'm talking about this, but like from what I've read about the Kurds, they've been working with the CIA for decades, and the CIA keeps dumping them whenever they're inconvenient. So, you know, there's so many layers, and that like the problem within Iran is that there are multiple ethnic groups within Iran. There are so many ethnic groups within Iran. I am part Lor, which is an ethnic group in Iran. But then you have the Azaris, you have the Bakhtiaris, you have the Turks, the Lors, the Kurdish, the Afro-Iranians. So if every country comes in and arms each one of these ethnic groups, it's going to be like Syria on steroids, like, quite frankly. Like, it's not going to be a good outcome. I mean, people are excited they're going to go back. I don't know what the fuck they think they're going to go back to. They already bombed a UNESCO site, which was the palace. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was the palace, but they've bombed hospitals, they've bombed schools, they've bombed multiple civilian areas. And so it's like, I don't really know. Like, I think, like, I don't know if I'm more frustrated with America and how just fucking brazenly we did all of this, or if I'm more frustrated with my own people who are who have the luxury and the privilege of being in Iran, and they're dancing in the streets celebrating that bombs are raining over their head, right? And I'm just so frustrated on multiple different fronts. I don't even know where to start, honestly. Sorry, that was a rant. But
no, to make you feel better,
I'm sorry you're going through that.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, because it's got to be frustrating and demoralizing when you can't even agree that, like, hey, maybe our people shouldn't die. But I think that to make you feel more sane, and I'm not part of the diaspora, obviously, but like, it tends to be the case that, like, that's not a good sample. Like, U.S. Iranians are going to have a very anti-Iranian perspective, just like Venezuelans. Like any American Venezuelan that I've ran into have been very, and Cubans as well. They've been very pro-America, anti-regime. So
which is wild to me, because I have Venezuelan family that wanted to, like, you know, attack consulates when they found out that Trump was bombing Caracas. Right? It wasn't like running into the streets and cheering and being like, "Oh, our liberator has come." So, you know, I can't imagine what that's like. Like, that's really fucked up. Deal with that on every end.
It's privilege, like Ariana was saying, right? Where if you're not in that country, you just think about how this will benefit you. Oh, I can finally go back to Iran. Awesome, cool. The problem is that is very ahistorical, because the United States does not make countries better. We break countries.
Yeah,
look at
doesn't
Libya.
make countries livable, I fear.
Yeah, look at Libya. They have open slave trades now. That's
there was the
because of
richest
us.
country in Africa prior to the NATO alliance invasion and depletion of everything there. So great job.
But if you were opposed to that, you were pro Gaddafi, you supported a dictator. Shame on you. You know, look at the way that I mean, just to go back to Iran, like, you don't even have to use a different country as an example. Like, the regime that is hated so much right now came to power as a backlash to United States intervention in Iran, and I can't understand why people in the media, it's a failure in the media, right? It's because people, they don't know. But like, you have to know this context. like the reason why, and Trump goes back to how, 1979, that's how long Iran has been at war with us. It's crazy. But like 1979 is when Iranians had a revolution to overthrow the Shah, which was put in place because the United States overthrew their democratically elected leader, Mohammad Mossadegh. We are responsible for the situation in the first place. And the reason why it was a religious revolution in part was because they were organizing in churches. That's where they were able to make it pop off. So there's all these, like there's these historical facts. If you just go back a little bit, a few decades, you'll understand, I understand why there's this animosity in Iran towards the United States. And what's crazy is that I forgot who made this point, but it was one journalist. It was an Iranian journalist who said, the younger generation in Iran, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Ariana. I'm just kind of parroting what he said, though. But like he said that, the younger generation in Iran is it's not the image that we get in the United States. They're very secular. It's a very like developed country and whatnot. But, they were opposed to the regime. They don't like the restrictions and whatnot. But because they're now getting carpet bombed and they have family members who are dying, this is going to radicalize generations of Iranians who are going to see, now I get why my grandparents hate the United States so much. I get why they call the United States the great evil, the great Satan. It's because this is the shit that they do. They're fucking bombing schools. Like, these are the liberators. They're bombing a school with little girls. Like,
the great Satan's not wrong.
They don't understand nobody understands the concept of blowback. It's the same thing that we talked about with Gaza. It's like, okay, you're bombing Hamas apparently, but yet like for every fucking child you kill, you're creating 2 or 3 more Hamas fighters in the future who are going to want to like seek vengeance on Israel. And it's always just like this like one-dimensional thing. You have to have this narrow view. The regime is bad, therefore anything we do is justified. And it's so much more complex than that. But like, we don't think in complex terms because the media tries to get us to be as dumb as possible. Like if you listen to the mainstream media, your perception is going to be totally fucked. You think that we're crushing it, we're winning this war. You would think that Iran is totally incapacitated. Meanwhile, nobody even knows that like Iran, the military itself, it's all decentralized. So like you take out one unit, you're not crippling the whole thing. Whereas with the United States, there's this centralization. Nobody understands this. And so we think we're... Yeah.
I only recently learned that.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go over there, Ariana. I've talked for hours.
No, that's a part of my frustration too, because a lot of people are thinking, okay, well, Ayatollah Khamenei was murdered. That's the supreme leader. We're good, right? No, we're not talking about a Venezuela or a Syria. We are talking about, first of all, this is an ideological theocracy, right? We're not talking about a singular dictator. We are talking about an ideological theocracy, an ideological government, which doesn't mean it's based on one person or people. It's based on this ideology that we are the Islamic Republic of Iran, right? Therefore, the supreme leader, honestly, is just a figurehead. Like, yeah, he did call, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. He did call the shots, but he was also like 80-something, late 80s.
He was like dying, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had late stage. He had so many physical ailments.
You just had to wait a couple of months.
I'm not even exaggerating. He was in and out of the hospital every month. Like, every month, my mom would call me and be like, he's going to die because he's in the hospital. And then he'd come back out and he'd make a speech and be like, you guys thought I was dead. I wasn't. Literally, like verbatim. That's what he would do. Like, you guys all thought I was dead. That's what America said. I'm still alive. Like, cool. You killed a guy that was basically on his deathbed anyways. You know what I mean? Like, congratulations. What happened? They just named his son as the next supreme leader. Like, they just replace and go. I need you guys to really think about the Iranian government like the Mexican cartel, okay? Just because you take out Pablo Escobar does not mean that the Mexican cartel goes away. The way in which the cartel works is a lot like how the Iranian government has structured themselves too. Where it's like you have so many leaders, you have so many layers, you have so many different governments and different, like, you know, different establishments and all of that, and they all work together in order to make this ideological theocracy move, right? Another problem is that China has helped Iran, the Iranian government, with insane government surveillance. We are talking about AI cameras across the country, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about one of the only countries that can shut off the internet whenever they want, right? We're talking about a country where if you go out and you protest and they even grab a snapshot of your eyes are cooked because they use AI technology, right? They can identify you easily. the type of technology that China has helped Iran set up is very sophisticated. People don't understand that either. But another thing is like, yeah, Iran's sanctioned. Iran is economically getting choked out. These are all true. They still have money because they still have a lot of natural sources and minerals and oil, right? So we're not talking about a Syria or a Venezuela. We're talking about Iran, the country that also has access to the Strait of Hormuz, which a lot of people also don't understand.
Yeah.
Once we shut off the Strait of Hormuz, we're all cooked. Iran does not. That's the thing. A lot of people go on TikTok and they start joking and they're like, "Oh my God, Iran! If you're gonna nuke us, like nuke Florida." But it's like, babe.
Wait, is that a thing going down there?
There's really people fighting on TikTok because one of them was like, nuke Florida, and then the Floridian guy was like, why not nuke Texas? Texas is like blah, blah, blah. And then another guy was like, well, DC has all the pedophiles. Like, they're all making videos responding to each other. And I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots. You don't understand. If Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz, we're all cooked. Like, it does not take a nuclear bomb for Iran to cook us. All it takes is the Strait of Hormuz to get shut down and we're all fucking cooked, right? We're talking about access to large oil exports getting choked out. And I'm not saying like we're not going to have access to oil. We probably will. But you thought eggs were expensive? Fucking everything is going to be like the cost of eggs if they shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And it's going to take days for that to happen. And we're not talking about weeks. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like,
well, they did shut it down, didn't they?
Yeah, they effectively shut it down, right? It's not a total shutdown, but for the most part.
Not in the way that I'm talking about.
I see.
Fully shut it down. We're talking about Japan will have 2 months of oil and that's it.
Yeah.
We're talking about countries that will get completely choked out within months.
And big countries too. India,
big countries,
like Pakistan,
economic
big
countries.
countries.
South Korea, Japan.
Yeah.
If they shut it down the way in which I'm talking about, globalization as we know it will come to a halt.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand is that, well, if you really want, and here's the thing though, if Iran does it, it's suicide for themselves too. It's like a suicide bomb permission. Because like when they shut off the Strait of Hormuz, they're very fucked too, right? But if it comes down to it, I don't see them not doing it. You know what I mean? If they keep getting their elementary schools, their hospitals, all of these things bombed, and one day they might just go like, fuck it, we're shutting it down. Like, you guys aren't stopping. So
if they're going down, they're going to take everyone with them. That's
right. But here's the thing though, before America did this, they secured millions of Venezuelan oil barrels. Millions. I think it was about 60 million oil barrels.
Damn.
That Trump secured. And then that's when Trump invaded Iran. So I think Trump knew, maybe not Trump, because I don't think he's smart enough for this. I think Trump advisors knew that the Strait of Hormuz was going to be a problem if they shut it down. So they made sure that they secured a bunch of Venezuelan barrels. And then they struck so that when and if they do shut down the Strait of Hormuz, they won't be fucked like South Korea and Japan. They'll be able to survive without the Strait of Hormuz and the oil that gets transported through there. So that's another big thing that I think a lot of people are missing, right? It's this binary view that mass media gives you, this one-dimensional view that does not put everything into perspective. And then we also have the Cuban crisis too. Like, this is all happening in tandem. The Cuban economy, the Venezuelan economy.
Two-thirds of the country just lost power, for anyone who doesn't know.
Two-thirds of Cuba lost power?
Yeah, because they're running out of fuel because of the United States embargo. They're literally just going to be killed off. Their hospitals can't run. They're like, the people are going to just literally die because of what the U.S. is doing.
The thing is, Iran, Venezuela, Cuba, these countries all heavily depend on each other economically. When Maduro got torched, I was like, okay, this is going to be a huge hit towards Iran's economy. And then what did we see happen? The dollar collapsed in Iran, right? This is all connected. Everything that's happening to these countries, it seems sporadic, but it's all connected because they're trying to make them all crumble together so that the U.S. can do what they want to do with all of them, right?
And Jeffrey Epstein.
You know, So it's one of those things, and that's the problem with mass media, because then you have these Iranians who go on there and they say, well, Iranian women deserve to be free. Yes, that's true. No one's saying Iranian women shouldn't be free, but what about what just happened in Venezuela? What about the economic implications with the Strait of Hormuz? What about Cuba, who just lost their energy because of American sanctions? These are all connected. And that's the problem. Like, Americans don't have critical thinking and they don't look at the whole picture. You know what I mean?
Well, also
Yeah.
the 165 schoolgirls were slaughtered, were not liberated. So the idea where it's like, hey, do you care about like the lives of Iranian women? It's like, well, I think you're bombing them to death, right? Like we were told the same thing with, queers for Palestine is like chickens for KFC. Like, why would you ever support that? And it's like, but you're literally the ones bombing gay people to death right now. So I think that needs to stop.
No, I agree with you, but also let's just like take a gander, right? Let's just like entertain it. Let's say, okay, sure, if you're in Gaza, hypothetically, they will kill you if you're gay. Okay, I still don't think they should get bombed to death. Like, you know what I mean? Even if they're hypothetically homophobic, like I still don't think they should get the amount of bombs.
Canada's homophobic. I don't think Canada should be bombed right now by the U.S. We got a lot of homophobes. Yeah, we got homophobes, racists, white supremacists, transphobes, Nazis.
It's just very frustrating. Like, I don't know. I think Trump just wants like temporary ego dopamine hits at this point. Because I feel like
he's legacy building. You can tell it's like a decaying old pedophile rapists, kind of like, what am I going to be remembered for? Trafficking and raping kids, or as some valiant new neo-colonial Western Hemisphere, I like reinvent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's part of it, I'm sure. But like you said, it's about oil. It's about material conditions. Like if you look at how it's all interconnected, you're completely right. Step by step, everything that is taking place now, like we're in the midst of modern day last gas oil wars, and like the only piece of good news was seeing that like Cuba was trying to rapidly do solar energy to meet their gap. Like as they were losing the ability to generate energy from oil from the embargo, they were trying to build solar panels just quickly enough to like match that gap. And I was like, this is actually kind of inspiring to see them trying to make this many kilowatts per hour in solar power, but clearly they couldn't reach it. And now 2/3 has no electricity.
It's not very likely, to be honest. I mean, and it's so sad because I talk to Iranian people and they all regurgitate the same Israeli Hasbara bullshit, right? I say like, well, they bombed schools. Okay, well, okay. Listen, again, I do not support the Iranian government. So for you fucking people who are going to take this in serious, I already know what you're going to do. I have said this until my face turned blue. You guys still don't get it, right? So they bombed an elementary school, right? They bombed multiple schools. And so as a person who has a degree in journalism, who has worked at multiple news stations, who is media literate, right? And I've also worked on the PR sides of things, right? Like public relations, like setting up the press conferences and all of that. I've worked on both sides. So so here's the thing. They've bombed multiple school sites, right? Okay. As a PR representative, if I was a PR representative, I would tell my people, I would say, okay, do a press conference at the school where it got bombed so that you can show the devastation physically around you while you're speaking, right? It's one of those, like, you bring emotion about, like Rudy Giuliani tried to do it, but then he did it in front of a porn shop, right? Like it's very common. It's very common for the Four Seasons, parking lot or whatever. It's very common though for us to have public, press releases in places where you're talking about, you want to bring up upon emotional impact. So the Iranian government did a press conference in the elementary school that got bombed. So all these people came out and they were like, look, they're using the schools as human shields. They're setting up camp at the schools, and this is why the schools got bombed. No, you are so fucking media illiterate that you don't understand the strategy, the media strategy that they're using. This is basic PR 101. They are not using the school as human shields. They are holding a press conference in a place that got bombed so that they can show the effects of the bombing. Do I like these people? No. Do I hope we get a new regime? Yes. But like, you know what I mean? It's like a bunch of media illiterate people coming online and they spew what they think is correct, and then it ends up being fucking Israeli Hasbara, right? The same like human shields bullshit. And it's like I'm watching this all unfold in front of me, and I'm like, wow, like we're really doing this. You know what I mean?
It's bleak.
Like we're really doing this. Okay, you know what I mean? So I don't know how many schools, how many hospitals, how many more UNESCO landmarks. I don't know how many more residential building it's going to take for the Iranian diaspora to start taking a step back and going like, this is kind of weird, right? Like, are we really, what's going on? Is this really just civilians, or are you actually hitting the government, right? So I don't know. I'm hoping it's sooner than later, but
Yeah. Propaganda is a hell of a drug, especially if you only are exposed to Western media. Ariana, I think that you might be speaking through your headphone microphone and not your Yeti microphone, I think.
yeah, it should be better now. Sorry.
There we go. There we go.
Whoa, that was a big difference.
I didn't want to cut you off. You were spitting fire, so I didn't want to.
Oh my God, I'm so
disrupt
sorry.
you.
You should have told me.
Yeah,
No,
we
no,
didn't
no,
want
it's
to
okay.
cut you off because you were on fire, but also unfortunately, no one heard anything you had to say.
No, I think
Are
it was
you serious?
no. It was no. It's just more clear now, but you could hear what you were saying. You're
Imagine we
good.
just let her talk for an hour, just nodding our heads, and then we're like, Ariana, we didn't hear a word you just.
No, you're such a hater.
No, I thought you were great. I mean, that's
it's nice to have your perspective.
I didn't say anything about your mic because you were on a roll. I think you're an important voice right now for sure. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think we see this time and time again, right? People who have ties to a country but don't live there feel differently than the people who actually are living in the country where they are experiencing all the bad things that are happening as a result of the military-industrial complex, the American empire, all these things. I mean, it's a tale as old as time, right? Unfortunately, I don't think some people ever learn their lesson. They live their life with their head in the sand, thinking they're 100% correct, refusing to hear the experiences of other people who live differently than them and experience things differently than them. But that's just, unfortunately, the way things are. I don't know what else to say about that. It sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucks because it's like we're better off, I think, now, just to, I guess, give a little bit of silver lining, than we were in 2003 during the Iraq War, because there really was no alternative voices. I mean, Air America existed with Sam Cedar, right? But like, the majority of the news you were getting was from mainstream media, and they were all beating the war drums. So we're fighting an uphill battle. Propaganda is still very powerful. Money's being spent to get us to think a certain way. But I think as much as, independent media is a double-edged sword for sure, the fact that journalists who are on the ground can just straight up like post a Substack article or upload a video to YouTube, that makes us so much better off. Because like before, you would not hear these voices. You would not hear about what's happening in any fucking war. I mean, it was a shock to see color photographs from Vietnam. That's really what turned Americans against the Vietnam War, because they had no idea how much war crimes we were committing. And so I think that now we are better positioned, but it makes it almost that much more infuriating knowing that we're better off and knowing that we still haven't learned the lesson, and knowing now what we know, but people aren't learning anything. I mean, like after Iraq in 2003, you would think all of us would be fucking experts, right? And to be fair, like Americans generally speaking are much more war averse now than they were. Polls show there's not a lot of support for Iran, but the prevailing narrative, like if you tune into mainstream media, is still very much like rah war. Not as much as in 2003 for sure. I can say that with certainty. It's more The problem is it's more about like questioning what is the reason Trump decided to go to war and trying to search for a way to legitimize it as if there's a legitimate reason to invade a country that posed no threat to us, right? And that's kind of what Democrats are doing too. Rather than just saying unequivocally, we don't support war with Iran, they're trying to, and not all Democrats, I don't want to overgeneralize, they're trying to process troll or concern troll about the process, you know what I mean? Where they're saying, well, hang on a second. Why didn't he seek congressional approval? Would we give it to him? Yes. But like, why didn't he come to us first? What's the case that he's making? As if there's a case to be made when we've seen enough now, we know enough to where we could just say, this is unfucking acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Full stop. Like we could say that with our full chest. It's the same playbook from Iraq, and they're not even really trying to change it up. And like with regard to this war, the new war with Iran, they're not even coming up with a justification. It's like, I mean, they were going to attack us, but they weren't. But like, Israel made us do it. It's crazy. They're not even fucking trying. So like, in some ways, we are better off. And I guess that makes me feel better, but it's not going to change the outcome, right? Like the damage is going to be catastrophic, and it's going to affect everybody. Americans are already seeing, the cost spike at the gas pump, but the people who will be harmed the most are the innocent Palestinians. Sorry, talking about genocide so long. The innocent Iranians, like the little girls, they did not sign up for this. They didn't have a say. They didn't vote for Trump. They didn't choose the supreme leader. Like innocent people are having their lives taken away from them. And that's going to be the outcome. It's presumably going to get worse. It's just, it's so sad and unfortunate.
I do love, like, that's how the Pete Buttigiegs of the world are communicating this right now, though. Like, I saw that video where he's like, these are pretty intense times, and I got to say that this is both an illegal war, and also it's really hurting us at the pump. And I was like, yeah, you're hurting Americans at the pump. That's got to be wild for people in other countries. Right. We're just like, you got to know, all right, we're suffering, too, in the West, okay? Gas is more expensive. Like, it's hard.
We are so fucking privileged. I can't take it.
It's just
like, oh my God, did you see the gas prices? Like, I bet that any Iranian would trade places with you over the gas prices. Shit. Fuck.
Over having schools bombed, having bombs dropped on school children. Yeah, I think that's decidedly worse. But
I feel like, yeah, and I'm so glad you said that, Mike, because I feel like we also have to remember during the Iraq War, most Americans supported the Iraq War. It was like a 90-80% support of like, yes, we need to go invade Iraq. People had fully...
Most Europeans supported it.
They had fully believed in WMDs and weapons of mass destruction. I mean, the American people fully believed the government and everything Bush was saying, right? Yep. Now, the Middle Eastern people, we knew, right? But no one was willing to listen to us, and most of us were scared to even say anything, right? Fast forward now, we've all watched everything in Gaza unfold. We all watched everything in Iraq and, all these places unfold, Iraq and Afghanistan. We saw the Taliban get replaced with the Taliban and just go 10 times harder. And now people are watching Trump, who complained about WMDs, who complained about the Iraq war in his 2016 debate, who said in his most recent run that he was not going to start wars and that wars was like a huge drain on our resources and our whatever. What happened? The Epstein files came out. He realized he was fucked. And he was like, okay, let me go kill this supreme leader who's already on his deathbed and try to win some brownie points, right? And here's the thing and that's actually why I do what I do, because I was very much inspired by the fact that there are no people who look like me who are from the Middle East who do political analysis, right? And that's why I started my platform in the first place, because I watched the war on terror unfold with my dad, and that's what made me want to become a journalist. Well, I want to become a trad media journalist, but then I realized that was cooked. But anyways, it's just like, fuck, I was going to make another point. I totally lost it. But it's just like, we're not in those times anymore. And the reason why Trump did this overnight, again, the same way he did with Maduro, is because he knew that Congress was not going to approve it. He knew this is a war that both Republicans and Democrats are not in favor of. This is another thing. And then Trump was touting on, Trump and all these MAGA people were like, oh my God, we just won 1 million Iranian votes. Okay, let's say hypothetically all of the Iranians fucking vote for you. Most of the Iranians who live in America are populated in Los Angeles.
You want to know where all the electoral votes in Los Angeles go? They go towards the Democrat fucking nominee. So you guys are fucking cooked either way. Like, you guys are happy that you got what, like 600,000 more votes in a state like California? Like, you really think that's going to make the next MAGA president? Like, you guys are really that fucking stupid that you don't understand how electoral, votes work. But there are so many people that are like, oh my God, we just got so many new voters. No, you didn't. And if you did, it's basically going to go into the trash can. Doesn't matter if you put Harambe in the California ballot. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, the majority of all the electoral votes go to the Democrat nominee in California.
Mm-hmm.
So, this was really just a cover up for the Epstein files. That's all it was. Like, the Epstein files were moving forward. There were multiple Congress people who were saying that he was mentioned in the Epstein files more than 1 million times in the unredacted version. He knew he was cooked because he was eating babies, allegedly, and he started the fucking Iran war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
So, sorry, killing your you in a different life is not going to absolve you from the Epstein files. Bombing an elementary school is not going to absolve you from the Epstein files. You're still a freak in the Epstein files. So,
If anything, it's what Epstein would have wanted. It's really carrying Epstein's legacy from beyond the grave.
I mean, it's carrying America's legacy, right? I mean, we had Christopher Columbus was bragging in his diary that he was kidnapping and selling 9-10-year-old Taino indigenous girls off into sex trade, right? You had cattle slavery. I mean, I'm talking about like one man to one man, but we also had the whole cattle slavery and all of that and all of the rape and everything that happened, all the atrocities that happened to African Americans. But it's like, no, this is he's just kind of carrying America's legacy, in my opinion.
It's an extension of, the bloodiness and the racism of the empire. But what's funny though is, you said that people think this is gonna earn him votes among Iranians. I heard that as well. After he took out Maduro, because there's a large, Venezuelan diaspora, and they're mostly right wing, because if you don't like Venezuela, it's perceived as left wing, then you're gonna like the American empire, right? But like at the same time, whatever votes he's possibly gaining by any favor he's currying by starving out Cuba or by kidnapping Maduro, like it's going to be mitigated by the fact that he's also deporting Cubans and he's deporting Venezuelans as well. So I feel like if they are banking on this, I
don't think they care, to be honest.
They don't, but if they're banking on it being a feasible electoral strategy, they're gonna be in for a wake up call, because that's not gonna win them any favor. Like, they don't understand that, like, Trump doesn't differentiate between, like, a Venezuelan or a Cuban. They're all brown. They all aren't going to get welcomed into the ethno state. Any Iranian American, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no difference between a Shia and a Sunni to Trump. He doesn't even know that that's a thing, probably. They're all Muslims, all bad, all need to be deported, all should not have temporary, protected status. So, I mean, like, there's whatever temporary coalition that people think Trump is building as a result of his imperialism, it's just temporary. It's not going to last, because the Republican Party fundamentally is a party by and for white people. They don't give a fuck about any minorities. They don't care about the human beings in these countries. They don't care about their freedom. It's all about U.S. interests. We are 100% self-interested. Full stop.
That's a little chart I sent to you if you want to look at it or open it, Mike. A new poll came out showing that America ranks #1 for a nation that doesn't think its fellow citizens are on the same team.
Let me see. So, in many countries, people see their fellow citizens as morally good. U.S. Wow, damn.
Hyper capitalism wins, baby.
Wow. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I'll kind of scroll down.
The #1 will shock you, because it shocked me.
Let's see. Canada. Fuck Fuck you, Lance.
That's why you shared
When
this.
I was in Brazil, like we would tell some Brazilians that we're American, and they would like you could see the perpetual ick in their face. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
I started telling people I'm Canadian. Sorry guys, but I
yeah.
couldn't stand it.
I would do the same. I
Oh, it's okay.
I
It's
agree
like
with
you.
this. I would say yes, the morality of people in this country are very bad. Because listen, it's not just that the president is bad. It's that there's still so many people that support the president enthusiastically. I have family members who enthusiastically support the president. They literally, like dead ass, they don't care that he rapes kids and kills kids. Just doesn't matter to them at all. They'll deny it or, just like whatever.
That's
They
insane.
don't give a fuck.
Okay, well, that explains, like, Rebecca, what she was saying, like, 2 weeks ago when she's like, based on what we just learned in the Epstein files, why are we not hitting the streets? And I was like, that it's true, right? Like,
yeah,
everyone's just supposed to be like, so how's the rapist elite pedophile controls the world life balance going? Because that's weird, right?
It's just I talked to a friend, I'm not going to name her, but she's probably watching, whose mom stopped talking to her for the last month because of, like, she told her about the Epstein files and just, nope, not true. And just stopped talking to her daughter. It's just crazy. And like my family, there's somebody that was told about that and just like, fake news. It's just like, so yeah.
Family to defend the pedophile king? Like, what?
Yes.
He's more important to you? Just not even because he doesn't know you. It's the theory of him. It's the parasocial idea of Trump. Just that's fucked. That's so sad.
He has a hold on people, and it's just so embarrassing. So I would answer in that poll, yes, I have a very bad perception of my fellow Americans, because it's like, listen, all the international viewers, the stereotypes are true. Everything you've heard about us, it's probably like conservative, like it's downplaying how bad we are. We really are a miserable fucking people. Like, I'm sorry, like I hate to sound like that, but it's so true. We're either miserable because, of the conditions, or we're miserable because like we have superiority complexes and we feel like, we should, everything is owed to us. And when I say everything, I'm not saying, everything's owed to us. I'm not talking about the entitled millennials. I'm talking about the white people who just like would rather fucking burn the entire social safety net to the ground to make sure a single person of color doesn't get any benefits from it. Because God forbid their tax dollars support anything that helps people. Those are supposed to be reserved for bombing and killing children overseas. That's what we can use our tax dollars for. Not for healthcare, but for that. So that's why I have such a low opinion of America, because I'm an American who lives with these fucking, I don't live with them, but like they're in my family. I see these fucking people firsthand. They are the worst fucking people in the world. Okay. So it's crazy that like, just to go like, okay, this is a non sequitur, but I have to bring it up because it still triggers me. Anna Kasparian and Cenk, how they talk about how, and I'm so sorry, I have to do this. They talk about how, oh my God, nobody wants to talk to the other side. Anna Kasparian's like, I actually talked to my neighbor Jeff. He helped me carry in my bike and he was lovely. It's like, okay, that doesn't mean you are like, that's not an accurate representation. You don't live with these people. You don't go to Thanksgiving with them. You don't have to interact with them anytime a family member's in the hospital or a fucking funeral happens. Like, you don't have to live with these people and suffer. Like, they don't make you suffer. You could say, bye, Jeff, and close your door, and you never have to see Jeff again. Maybe like when you're leaving and you see him in the parking lot. Like, you don't have to deal with these people. The people who are the most cynical about MAGA are the ones that have them in their motherfucking family. And that's me. I have them in my family. They're the worst people. They are irredeemable. Their brains are fundamentally fucking broken, and there's no way to repair it. And so, like, listen, I think that we have to figure out some way to bring these people back to reality. I don't know how you do that. I think we have to start talking about radical solutions, like mandatory education.
We don't have time. We don't have time to sit and hold the hands of people who are about to chug unpasteurized milk. I unfortunately, I think there's a lot of battles to be fought. I'm not going to stop them from shitting themselves to death at this point. So drink all the unpasteurized milk you can get, all the methylene blue that you can get your hands on, avoid all vaccinations, eat nothing but raw red meat and salt excessively, and tons of alcohol to consumption. I don't have time now to fight that battle as well. Right. Like there's way more nice people that deserve healthcare.
Yes. We have to basically push them to the side and govern the country without them and do our very best to rehabilitate them. If that means mandatory education, that's what we have to do. Like, I'm sorry, like people.
Mike of the Humanist Report says we need gulags, literally.
I'm just gonna say, all right, and I'm gonna shut my mouth after this. Okay, I'm just going to put it out into the universe that there's a reason why Castro did some of the things that he did. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it.
I appreciate you pointing out that he runs a channel called the Humanist Report. It'd be like if Mike's online persona was like the peace-loving hippie says we must go to war and slaughter them all now.
That's not what I'm saying. To be fair, I am so angry because these people are obstacles to like humanity progressing, healthcare, education, just like feeding people. Like they are obstacles to that. And we have a portion of the country, like a sizable portion, probably a third, up to 50%, on the election, but like a third of this entire country where they actually like they're sadistic sociopaths. They genuinely want to make life in this country as bad as possible.
They want to kill trans people. They want to lock up minorities. Like they're full
They
Nazi.
love war.
You can't work on like, hey, we need to reach out and help the Nazis right now. If they're going full Nazi, they want us dead. Right?
Exactly.
So, like, that's reality. You gotta work and concentrate on like helping community building in your own area, not like at this point again. Drink all the unpasteurized milk you can get your hands on, boys. Like, please
have at it.
Have at it.
Don't interrupt your enemies when they're making a mistake. Yeah. All I'm saying is like proportionality, right? We have to have a proportional response to the threat. If they think we should kill trans people, we have to find some way to like bring these people back to reality or completely like marginalize them in society because like they are a threat. This is a Nazi level threat. And so many Americans have drank the Kool-Aid. And people don't want to like, I think that a lot of people are still under the delusion that this can be fixed with like a couple of Democratic administrations. This cannot be fixed with a couple of Democratic administrations. Like the philosophy that so many Americans have, like this hyper selfishness, main character syndrome, just hate for anyone who doesn't look like them. It really is deeply embedded. It's going to take decades to, deprogram them. But you have to make an effort because you can't live in a country like this, where it's like, some of these Americans, the way they act, it's like, how dare this immigrant, inconvenience me in the grocery store? They're in line in front of me. I should be able to cut them. Like, that's like, shitty example. But like, this is the way that a lot of Americans feel. This is the way that they think. And like, it's a cultural problem because like, sometimes immigrants themselves hate other immigrants. So like, it's embedded in our society. It's a cultural issue that we have to address somehow because for some reason, like, we all are programmed to hate minorities and be super selfish. And there needs to be a way to address that meaningfully. Otherwise, like, we can't exist as a society. Like, we're supposed to be a pluralistic democracy. How can we exist that way when you have a third of the country that like straight up just wants to kill portions of the population? I don't know how to address that. So it's like, it's a real conundrum and we have to find some way to fix it. And I say this again, as somebody with family members like this. Firsthand experience. Firsthand motherfucking experience. They're crazy. Okay, there's no fixing the shit. Layers of crazy. And it's not just my family. Okay, because you can probably see I'm a little bit out there myself. It's like it's all family. Like it's such a societal problem. I'm just gonna shut up because I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me TOS'd.
Oh, now you're going to say something that'll get us TOS. Oh, could have used that mic about 2 hours ago when you're dropping C words all over the place.
Lance, if I said my true thoughts on this program, there'd be a knock on my door in an hour. Okay, so I'm just gonna let everybody.
I know.
Let everybody assume.
Let's not do that.
Well, it's 7:30, and we've got no David Dole to send us off. So should we,
guys? If you want some quick brain rot to wrap up, Tucker Carlson came out with a merch drop, and I feel like we should react to it.
Ew.
Oh, show us.
I do want to see it though.
I'm very on board. Is it about how porn makes you trans or gay? Because I know he's big on that stuff right now.
Well, I put in a link in the chat. That should be good for now, and then I'll find the other ones. Oh wait. Okay, you gotta scroll down to the cups. Okay.
This is real?
Yeah, it's real.
What?
I
It kind of
unironically
goes hard. I'm not gonna lie.
That
Yeah,
goes pretty hard, actually.
That
That
goes
would actually-
way too hard.
I would
What?
wear this.
Like, I'm kind
Oh
of
my
mad that it's
God.
his merch because I don't want to pay him money.
Bro. Why are the gays catching strays? That's fucked up.
Because he hates them. This goes back to where they want us dead. Like, let's be completely real. This Tucker.
I feel like it would be appropriate for me to wear this.
I mean, you might have a lot of conversations that you weren't expecting.
Yeah, true. I love nicotine. This is weird. Is this a sponsor or?
I don't
No,
know.
he openly advocates for the health effects of nicotine. He talks about it frequently.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Psyop critic. This one's just lame and boomer coded. Okay.
If you guys click on his store though, you gotta scroll all the way down to the mugs. The mugs are really funny.
Sorry, thought you were a fed. Sorry, I called you gay, by the way. What? This is weird. I'm afraid to like scroll too far down into this thread on Twitter.
I put his website in the chat too.
Oh, did you? Okay, let me pull that up
I
really
don't want
quick.
to rip off that New York communism one and just start selling those. That's a great hat.
Shop Tucker Carlson. Nation building is gay.
Wow.
APAC, an offer you can't refuse. This is good. This is actually really good. Sorry, I
Good luck,
thought you were a
NYC.
fed. What is this one? This one is just
That's just some
somebody
fish.
fishing.
Wait, sorry, I thought you were a fed kind of eats.
This is
I would
wild.
wear that shirt. Sorry, I thought you were.
You
a
know,
fed.
I hate that some of
Fire.
these are okay.
Yeah, we need to do our own merch. Somali daycare. What the fuck?
Wow.
That's
Bro.
stupid. That one's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're all stupid. Let's be clear.
Not the NYC with the hammer and sickle. That's
Yeah.
I would wear that
Building is
unironically,
gay.
but the
Wait, you guys
problem
see
is
that
you got to
one?
pay Tucker Carlson, which I would never do.
Do you
Right.
guys see Nation building is gay?
Yeah. And neocons.
Damn. $25 for a mug is quite the ask, though.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
pretty
lot of money.
straight, if you ask me.
Damn.
The
Wow.
heteros are losing it.
The straights aren't okay. Although, Tucker, I have questions about. I can't say anything with certainty, but I have, like, my gaydar kind of goes, "Woo," and then it comes back down.
I thought that a couple times, but like his shit with Nick Fuentes and talking about how like porn turns you trans and gay and stuff like that, like they just sound like they've got a high school brain and it's never left.
Mhm.
More than Tucker sounds like he's closeted. Like Nick is just
Yeah.
100% closeted, right? But
Oh,
Tucker,
yeah, for sure.
He just strikes me as like a 16-year-old, you know, who's just like, everything's gay. Watching porn makes you gay and like stuff like that.
Well, who was
Yeah.
that one guy, I think his name was like Ali. He worked at Alex Jones Station, and he was like kind
Oh, he's a pedo.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. But it was everyone was like, "Is he gay? Is he not?" And then it turns out he was trying to court like
Little
teenage
boys, yeah.
boys.
Yeah,
And
oh
he
yeah.
fell off the face of the earth.
Oh,
I
Ali
didn't see him ever
Alexander.
Well, he was
again.
a predator. Yeah, he was a gay predator. Like,
Holy shit.
Gay predator,
yeah.
yeah. Like everyone was like, "Is he gay? Is he not?" Like my gaydar is kind of going off like as a joke, and then it turns out he was a gay predator.
So pedocon theory holds across orientations on the right.
It does. It does. Yeah.
It's a law of nature, basically.
whatever happened to him? I feel like he fell off the face of earth after that came out.
I mean, that's a pretty
Yeah, I
hard
don't
one
know.
to still maintain your right wing persona, but it's like you're a gay pedophile. That was like
Yeah.
they're okay with pedophiles, but gay pedophiles they're not opening the door that wide open yet.
Yeah. See, with Tucker Carlson, I don't think that he's gay, but I think if he got drunk, he would let a gay guy suck him off, probably. That's why I think the gaydar.
would get his dick sucked if drunk enough.
Yeah.
Now I see where you're going with that.
And when I
He's-
say drunk, I mean
he's
like
a Chardonnay curious, is what you're saying.
2 glasses of wine, 3 glasses of wine, and he's like, okay, like that's the way that I like.
Sorry, you know what?
That's why I think my gaydar is going off. If I had to guess,
because you're gay. Okay, I'm not gonna.
it's conjecture on my part,
all
but
the non-gays canceled on the panel.
no. You all have complete immunity whenever I spew my bullshit. You have Lance and me to give you immunity, so you don't have to worry about that.
I'll back it up.
Yeah. All right, should we do super chats?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first, or Ariana? Do you want to go first?
I feel like you can go first. I came on pretty late, so I feel like you should be able to go.
I don't have a lot. I can be very quick. Looney Tunes 9000. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Here's some money to recover from your surgery. I appreciate it. I've recovered, and thank you to communism for saving my life. Prairie Fire Neb, thank you so much for the $10. This might sound conspiratorial, but I think Israel wants the U.S. to exhaust itself on Iran, and in 2029, an exhausted USA can't stop them when they implement Greater Israel. I hope all of that's ridiculous, because that sounds horrifying. But Prairie Fire Neb is also often right about things.
Mm-hmm.
Sweater wearing in a tree. Thank you so much for the $10. The MRFF report aren't reliable. The Friendly Atheist did some good reporting on this. I will look into that. Canadian Goose 007. Thank you so much for the super generous $20. Hi, Lance. Sorry I haven't watched your streams lately. Was wondering if you covered the story about the Musqueam land rights and the title agreement with the federal government, and what are your thoughts on it? I've covered it a bit. For anyone who's an American doesn't know, the Musqueam Nation of British Columbia won land title rights, and it's becoming a really bad thing in the province because white supremacists are getting really upset and lying that it takes your house away. It doesn't. For anyone who doesn't know,
I remember this.
If you buy property in Canada, you're buying your property license that is effectively signed with the King of England, right? You're buying crown land. In the case of land-backed victories like the Musqueam Nation, the land title has transferred to the Musqueam Nation, but you get to keep your house. They've explicitly said no one is losing their property. So I think it's awesome because you could have lower property taxes, and also you don't have to fuck with the King of England. I think it's win-win, but a lot of white supremacists are very mad about it, and a lot of white people are getting really upset about it. So it sucks. Thank you to Marty C59. Thank you to Carla for resubscribing. Thank you to Hello Lovely Scientist for resubscribing. Thank you to Texter Splunky for resubscribing. And thank you to Pickle Surprise 69 for that last second dono. I appreciate it. Take it away. Who's ever going next? I'm done.
All right. First one for Ariana seems to be Looney Tunes, I believe.
Okay, keep speaking truth to power. Thank you so much. I will, Looney. Thanks for being such an amazing mod as always. Nintendo Gaming, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. What is your 5 favorite entertainment genres? Wow, a comment that I actually engage in. I absolutely listen, I am a fiend for 90 Day Fiance. I have watched every single spinoff. I've watched every single season. I know every single person on 90 Day Fiance.
Isn't there like 10 shows?
It's a lot of shows and a lot of spinoffs, and I have watched every single one because there's 2 things about this. My life has been going to shit for it. Well, it kind of went to shit last year when like my dad died and my ex and I broke up, and then I moved to New York. Like everything just kind of like fell apart, right? I watched 90 Day Fiance because it makes me feel better about my life, because at least I'm not in Nigeria trying to court an 18-year-old, right? Like, it could be worse.
Oh my God, are you referring to the season where that guy made a song for her? He's like,
yes.
I'll be there for you, Linda.
Yeah.
That was
There's
funny.
actually a new couple, and they're even a bigger shit show, and he's actually based in Nigeria too. Shout out
I
to
had a song stuck in my head so much.
Lisa.
I'll be there for you. Lisa. Anything you want, I will do for you, girl.
Lisa. yeah. Only OGs know about that one. So.
Yeah.
Love 90 Day Fiance. I love The Office. I've watched The Office like 10 times, and every single time I cry when it ends because I just
finished The Office for like the 8th time.
Nothing will beat The Office. My favorite episode, Moroccan Christmas. If you haven't watched it, you have to. And then outside of that, I love some propaganda. So, Night Agent,
Law and Order SVU. You know, anything that makes me not think about the current state of my life, I love, right? So like they really think of like brain rot. That's like my shit. Thank you for the question, Nintendo. Nintendo Gaming, hopefully 180 countries publicly put US on level 4 do not travel advisories before the FIFA World Cup. And wow, not you coming in with a great comment. Nintendo, thank you so much for the $7. I really agree. I don't know, actually, speaking of which, I don't know how we're going to host the FIFA and host the Olympics under Trump and ICE. And I don't know.
It's going to be a shit show.
It's going to be a shit show, and it's going to be in LA. LA does not have the infrastructure to keep up the people that are in it right now, let alone have a whole entire Olympics, unless it's in like the Valley or something. So I don't know. That's Trump's problem though. Tigwig, thank you so much for the $20. Canada, the White House is tweeting footage of what's happening in Iran mixed with Call of Duty gameplay. The 4chan style trolling of within the administration breaks my brain. Yeah. It's a whole thing. They also put out this edit of Iranians dancing everywhere, thanking Trump, and I was like, oh, great. Canadian Goose, thank you so much for the $20. Canada, hi Ariana. Really sorry about the war in Iran. I really hope your family is safe and doing well, as good as they can. I really hate Mark Carney for supporting it and considering participation. Love from Canada. I really appreciate it. I haven't been able to contact any of my family members. No one's been answering because of the internet blackout, so I really have no clue what's going on, but I hope they're okay. I don't know. Last time this happened, I found out my cousin got shot in the head. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Sorry, I joke at like the worst times. Frizzle, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate you. My heart is with you, Ariana. When will the West finally stay out of Iran? I'm German. Have lived in Iran. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh, thank you so much. First of all, the Farsi was so cool. He basically said in Farsi, my heart breaks for you guys. It's really sweet. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Yes, it's a beautiful country with beautiful people, just a shitty government. V-Man, thank you so much for the $10. I get how you feel, Ari. I get the same way with right-wing Puerto Ricans. They cheer on the U.S., yet it is the U.S. that holds them back. The government is cheering on war, yet she went in. Wow, yeah. I've actually heard a bit about the Puerto Rican diaspora being conservative, which I find very fascinating. I really think it comes from trauma. I will say, I think it comes from a lot of trauma. I think a lot of minority groups just have a lot of religious trauma. And it's like, unlearning that is a lot harder than just kind of like going with what you think. But thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. My Thrabs, thank you so much for the $5. Satan is the good guy. He kills nowhere near my people as God. Angel is racist towards Adam and Eve. Yes, brother. I think. I don't know. Thank you for the $5. Old Man Philly, thank you so much for the $10. Just dropping this to say hi. The goal of Western media grouping all Iranians as a monolith is insane. Aside from that, aside from you, where can I get some more accurate updates about what's really going on? God, Okay, so there's this guy named Shahzadeh. I don't expect you guys to be able to repeat his name the way that I did. I don't know how he tells Americans to pronounce his name. He's been fucking phenomenal. And it actually sucks because so the people who come against people like myself and people like Shahzadeh, like they have a lot of money. We're talking about the Iranian diaspora that left after 1979. They're very conservative. They have a lot of money. They did not have the regular immigrant experience that we all had, right? So they are very conservative. A lot of them tend to be Iranian Jews and or Iranians who converted into Christian Zionism. So they have a lot of money and they come after us hard, like really hard. And what really breaks my heart about Shahzadeh is that his they got his platform demonetized and they got his TikTok completely banned. Like they went after him really fucking hardcore. And he's just a leftist that basically says the same exact things that I say. Except for he goes a little bit harder than I do. He has a little bit more balls than I do. I will say I do go pretty hard, but I'm putting it in the chat right now. If you guys want to support him, I think it would mean a lot because he did also just get demonetized off of Instagram. So he's a great net person that I would follow. If I were you, he's also on Twitter. I do trust a lot of what he says and I do follow it. So that's a really good person to follow. Another person is also, there's like 3 or 4 of us and everyone talks shit about us at like all times. If you look at this tweet that this person made, you can follow every single person on this tweet. Well, I'm one of them. But if you follow every single person, they're all on, I believe, Twitter and Instagram. This is a tweet shit talking about all of us, but we're all in the same camp and we all make kind of the same content. So if you guys want to go follow, those are the people that you want to go follow. So yeah, so one of them is called that one of them is Shafzadeh. The other one's Mohammed. His handle is Magbar Amrico, which means death to America. He's cool. And then there's never_oppressed on Twitter. These are both on Twitter. They're really good. Those are the people that I would recommend. Okay, what was the next one? Also, thank you so much for the $10. $20. Thank you so much. V-Man, as a Puerto Rican, the U.S. tightening around Cuba pains me to quote the great poet Lola Rodriguez de Tio. Cuba and Puerto Rico are two wings of the same bread. They receive flowers and bullets in the same heart. No, it's so true. It's so true. I mean, the whole history of the Caribbean is just like devastating, to be honest. Like everything that happened with Haiti, all of the sugarcane fields, all the slavery, the genocide of indigenous people in order to replace them with slaves. It's just like the whole thing is just fucking horrible. V-Man, thank you so much for the $2. This poem is why the Cuba and PR flags are mirrors. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. My Thraps, thank you so much for the $5. Every nation state's number one priority is self-preservation at any cost. 100%. I agree with you. Thank you so much for the $5. V-Man, thank you so much for the $5. The youth have the duty to defend the homeland with weapons of knowledge. Don Pedro Albizo Campos, lawyer, Puerto Rican independence leader. That's really cool. I need to learn more about Puerto Rican history. I'm not going to lie to you. I do know a lot about the Caribbean history in general, but not Puerto Rico. So I would love to read about that. Red Fire Blue Eyes, thank you so much for the $2. Henry, thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your voice today. One of my best friends from Iran, and the first conversation I had with him was me hoping that his family was okay and him saying that the IRGC probably bombed those school girls. Yes, this is a very common problem within the Iranian diaspora. They were all convinced that it was an Iranian misfire when in reality it was fucking America. And it honestly, like when that report came out today, my heart shattered into so many pieces because I was like, you guys just ran so much PR and propaganda for America and Israel when it was really them who bombed the fucking elementary school. And I feel like those schoolgirls deserved so much better than that. And I actually made multiple tweets and I made multiple Instagram posts about it. But yeah, it's just really sick. But thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate it. Kowalski, hi, how are you? All this misery could have been stopped if Merrick Garland had done his job and prosecuted Trump for treason. Had Blinken or Biden said no to BB's plans, neoliberalism lesson. I agree. A lot of this could have been done with. I mean, we literally have January 6th rioters that all are living free in America, right? Like this whole thing is just fucking insane. Thank you for the $10. My Thraps, $2. It's Islamic mythology, Mithra. Okay. Thank you so much for educating us, and thank you for the $2. All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for all the super chats. You guys have been so kind to me in the past couple of weeks. It's been a long week. I almost didn't hop on, but I was like, I need to hop on because I was like, I also just love talking to you guys. I feel refreshed afterwards, It's like,
same.
Yeah.
I understand if you needed a break, but I appreciate you hopping on so we can get your perspective because I think your voice is basically being silenced right now. So it's nice to have you here to give Iranian perspective and not just like more American bullshit. Not that we would spew that, but it's just nice to have you.
No, I really appreciate it. And
Absolutely.
it's crazy because I was talking to the Associated Press. I was talking to NBC News. I was talking to these reporters that reached out to me, CNN, and multiple reporters told me, they were like, listen, we can't control who we book on TV, but I have a lot more like flexibility and leeway when it comes to digital media, right? Like I can platform you essentially. And I just think that's like so sad because it's like, I feel like these mass media platforms know that, the narrative is changing, the voices are changing, but they still continue to do the same shit. And it's like, this is why you guys are having horrible ratings, bro. Like, you're not bringing on people that people align with, But anyways, Thank you so much for having me, guys. It's always great to talk to you. I got another person, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for the 279. We are lucky to have your voice. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out, but thank you so much for having me.
You take care.
Therapy, Ariana. Someone said this is cheaper than therapy, Ariana. I agree. Don't use ChatGPT. Come on, Leftist Mafia. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
I love you so much.
You take care.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye, Ariana.
All right, Matt, did you want to go next?
Sure, why not?
All right, I'll pull up the first one for you.
All right, let's see. We got Tokyo Hans gifted 5 gift memberships. Thank you so much, Tokyo Hans. Jace Butcher 2569 says, Matt, my boys in pink and the goat were at the White House and I'm in shambles. Fuck the owner of IMCF for bringing about this. Yeah, I saw that clip right before. I didn't realize that was going on today. Inter Miami, along with Messi, met with Trump and presented him a custom Trump 47 Inter Miami jersey, a signed ball by Messi, and a custom watch. And they're clapping along to him talking about the war in Iran and stuff. Very disappointing. I don't know what it is with athletes feeling like they need to fucking go there and clap like seals and bark like seals. Like it's, and this is like, listen, I get if it's some like low level young like athlete who feels like, you know, this could be if they stand up, maybe it'll hurt their career. It's cowardly shit, but at least I get it. Messi, what's the fucking excuse if he chose not to fucking go to the White House? Who's gonna say, Messi, you need to go, or hurt Messi's career? Messi could have taken a stand and just been like, I'm not going. I don't want to go. Very disappointing. We've seen athletes decide not to go. Athletes with much less than what Messi's got. Much less than what Messi's got. Really disappointing. That's all I gotta say. I mean, you know, this isn't hockey we're talking about. Soccer's got fairly progressive fan base and players. For the most part. Calibrating 770 member for 27 months super chat. Thank you. I'm afraid I had to end some memberships yesterday. Set the line at $3 fee. I did not expect to lose Matt and Lance. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, totally understand. Don't worry about it. Looney Tunes 9000 with a super chat. I don't know if Brandon told you, but his channel got taken down again for showing a firearm on live stream. Got to be careful now. Yeah, he mentioned it on the show. He mentioned the majority report. So Brandon Sutton of the Discourse had his channel temporarily suspended from being able to live stream because he was doing a live stream and he played like the Glenn Beck AI George Washington clip that Glenn Beck put up or something. And there's apparently like a clip of an AI generated still image of George Washington or a bunch of like colonial Americans holding muskets. And apparently YouTube has some policy now where you can't show guns in a live stream. And he got suspended from live streaming for like 24 hours or something.
Pictures
now
of
guns? Yeah, you can't show guns in a live stream.
Like a picture of a gun. Like if we put a picture of a gun on,
we'll apparently get our stream now. I looked at the policy and it does say there's exceptions for like current events and news and things like that. But obviously, their automated system is not making those exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Jesus,
that's horrifying.
I mean, what if you're like a news broadcast, like covering a war or something, or even like a historical podcast showing like historical pictures of wars from 100 years ago? Like that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's like history. Nintendo Gaming Channel with a super chat, member for 1 month. It is ironic that the United States does not embody a true democracy. Instead, it fosters the illusion of one. I like to hear Leftist Mafia's opinion. Yeah. I mean, in some ways, it is a true democracy in terms of, I don't think the vote, like when people vote, I don't think there's any sort of mischief going on. But at the same time, I guess you can make the argument that, like, the choices when you vote, for the most part, in many elections, don't embody what a true democracy should be. So, with a two-party system. So in that sense, I agree. But I'm not going into like conspiratorial, like the electoral votes are rigged, like type thing, because that's not true.
I would say personally, prior to Trump's second term, we would meet the basic standards for democracy in the sense that when people vote, the results are basically protected. There's a minimum standard of like civil liberties that are upheld. For Donald Trump, I think that we cross into competitive authoritarianism territory. I think that all democracies aren't true democracies, but there is a word for true democracy. It's polyarchy. So polyarchy, you're going to have to Google it because I'm not going to remember. It's 10 different points. So if a country can meet all 10 of this criteria and they check all those boxes, they are true democracies. And we do not qualify for that by any stretch. We never have, but we don't even meet the basic standards for democracy where we protect civil liberties and whatnot now. So I would say we are not a democracy anymore.
Apologies for the barking. My dog is being a brat right now.
Terry?
Terry, yep. See, he's a weirdo. Like, you want to let your dog out and about and be comfortable and have full access to wherever they want to go in the house. But when you give that to him, he's a stressed out maniac. But then you put him in his little bedtime crate and he's all comfy and doesn't make a peep. I made the mistake of letting him stay out instead of giving him bedtime at 10 o'clock. Now he's barking.
Well, I have Poopy in the room with me. I just looked over and he finished licking his feet and then dry heaved. So,
Someone said let the dog in. You'd love to. I don't know if he would come in here because we're in a closet and he's the most neurotic dog you'll ever meet. He's a weirdo. Let me see if he's in there.
Yeah, I do want to see Terry. I don't think I've ever seen Terry. I don't remember if
he's a big boy and this is a little room, so he doesn't come in here. Here, give me a second. I'll see if I can grab him. 1 second.
Okay. Hey, total side note, Mike. I started playing Spider-Man 2 finally. I didn't get to play it when it was popular and at its height because I waited until it was free on PS Plus. And so now I'm finally playing the game that's like supposed to be like the most the wokest game ever. Like Spider-Man 2 was one of the big ones. And I was now I'm like, that was extra insane because it was like when you play through it, like it's just a really fun normal game. It's really not hammering you over the head at any point with like the gay trans people and anything like that, right? And like MJ looks totally normal. I was like, oh wow,
there he is.
Oh,
he's not adorable. He's not happy right now because he doesn't like being in this room.
Oh yeah,
he's ever fully been in here.
Oh, he's adorable.
Yeah. Oh, he's hugging. Yeah, no, he's happy.
Oh,
he's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's way too big for me to be holding him right now.
Oh, he's
but it's
so
cute.
precious.
He's hugging you. He's doing the thing that dogs do. They hug you with their neck.
He's standing on the floor now to get an idea of how tall he is.
Wow.
Look at his little face.
Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, I love his face.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Now he's had a taste of coming in here now, and he thinks this is now his domain.
New area unlocked.
Yeah, open for business now.
Good boy. He's a mix of he's a Lab and Catahoula mix because he's got those splotches all over him.
Yeah. Okay.
Catahoula. I never knew what a Catahoula was until we got him.
Okay.
They're actually the official state dog of Louisiana.
Okay.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah, they have webbed
Shout
feet.
out to Louisiana.
They're water dogs. They like swimming in the swamp.
Oh.
They herd big cattle. That's their job.
Oh, okay. He's adorable.
Thank you. He's a
love
troublemaker, but he's good. He's a good boy.
Although I've never seen a dog that's not adorable. So, but your dog's
Well, you ever see a Shih Tzu?
I think they're cute.
I had to.
Did you?
Yeah. Yes, because my wife, she had two Shih Tzus like from when she was a child, and so they were around. They live long. The one lived to 17, the other, I want to say 16 or maybe 15 or 16. So they were they hang around for a long time. They were good.
They look like standard old lady dogs, but like a little happier. Like I think they're cute.
Yes. Yeah. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of little dogs because every little dog I've experienced acts like a attention-seeking human baby for their entire life.
Mhm.
And I got 3 real human children. I don't need a little dog acting that way.
That's fair.
Yeah. Let's go back to the super chats. Distracted by the dog. Jeff Gudenkoff 3773. Thank you for becoming a member on YouTube.
There
You
we
throw
go.
that
I
one
caught
up.
it.
There you go.
Found it.
Canadian. I can't read their whole username on here for some reason. Just pull up that Canadian $20 Canadian Goose 007. Hey, Matt. A $20 super chat. Thank you. Hey, Matt. Doing my rounds tonight. Love all that you do. Have you heard of the Bureau of Prisons' new policy on gender affirming care? Forget if I told you all about this already. Much love. Trans rights are human rights. I have not seen this. No. Do you guys know what Canadian Goose is talking about?
Yeah, I did a video on this, I think last week, I want to say. Did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was last week. They're basically doing human experiments on trans people in prisons. So there's like 2,000 trans inmates, and they are denying them healthcare and forcibly detransitioning them and subjecting them to conversion therapy. And it's basically what the policy is very similar to Florida's policy, and it is essentially torture. Like it's a crime against humanity, like straight up. Like it's wild.
That's jeez.
Yeah.
I guess part of the course though for the day, where we are now, right?
Yeah.
Tigwick with a $20 super chat. Tigwick plays games, I should say, with a $20 super chat. Just want to support. Thank you, Tigwick. I really appreciate it. Eagle Left with 500. I don't know how much that is. 500 something of a
yen?
currency. No, is that yen?
That's
I don't
not yen?
think that's yen. I don't think so. Maybe. Who knows?
Wait, I'm going crazy.
Is that yen?
Yeah.
It is yen, yeah.
Because I know Usama is Eagle Left, who is Usama. I know they live in Canada, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Who knows? Usama says, "Hey Matt, would love to come on and talk about the stuff with Pakistan, Balochistan, and Afghanistan. Could you set a reminder and message me for it?" Yeah, I haven't done my own streams in quite a while. I do need to get back into it, and we'll get you on there. I don't know if we're going that route for an episode of Leftist Mafia, but I could discuss it with everyone and see about having an episode about that. I think we're sticking more with like current events, U.S. national news for the most part, right?
I'm not, but
Oh, so let's do it then. I thought we were we could definitely have someone come on and talk about that then. Usama come on and talk about that.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I think that'd be super interesting.
I misunderstood. Let's do it. Usama, reach out to me and we'll make it happen. Thank you, Lance and Mike. Now that opens up a whole new. I wasn't sure how far we wanted to, because I knew we had discussed some content restrictions, not for any personal, but just like in terms of the flow of the show. And I know we cut off, like, I know one of the things we discussed was can't have every single upstart candidate joining the show.
Right.
They need to, yeah.
Well, my point would be that I specifically want you to learn more about local Canadian politics, because the last time we were talking about this, Matt, you said you didn't really know anything about local Canadian politics outside of crack smoking. So we have to improve that. That's the only geopolitical issue I care about.
Absolutely.
Everything else, I agree that we should have restrictions and
right.
Yeah, but that's my exclusive point. That's sorry.
And again, I want to make it clear: restrictions, not like we can't talk, but just like in terms of like what the audience and us are to expect, the audience to expect. That's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crack smoking essentially.
All right. Old man in Philly with
Amen.
a $10 super chat. With Mark Wayne moving on to pry open the noses of sleeping cabinet members, what are the chances Oklahoma sends a leftist to the Senate to take his place? Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, all have histories of progressivism. I think none. Honestly.
0% chance.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Oklahoma might be the reddest state in the country now. I think it is. I think there's not a single, like, there are red states where like there's that like county or district or two where like there's a demo. I think Oklahoma is the one state where there's not a single Democrat in statewide office. Am I right on that? I think that's the state.
I believe so. I would say that Oklahoma would be lucky if they got anyone that wasn't a Nazi, honestly. So don't hold your breath. It's going to be somebody who's a demon. just tempering expectations.
What's next? Let me see. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Matt, when is your merch drop? Maybe a I Love Coke beanie or something. All right, I'll be honest. I've wanted to launch merch for the longest time, and not necessarily like merch with my face on it. Just like I guess just to give the most current example, like none of that Tucker Carlson merch screamed Tucker Carlson, right? It was just like his own clothing line. I've wanted to do stuff like that, not like Tucker Carlson's, but like merch like that for a long time. I should just do it. I should just throw some stuff out there. Let's see what happens, right?
I would like to do that as well. I haven't updated my merch in so long. It's been years.
Like, I'll be honest, I'd probably never wear a shirt that says like, anyone's particular YouTube channel. But if they had like a really cool like design, and it just like in small print somewhere mentioned the YouTube channel, but it wasn't like the logo of their YouTube channel in their face, I would totally rock that. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about a good design or something.
Would you wear, okay, this is a design. I'm just spitballing here. If I released a shirt that said grab them by the necklace, would you wear that in public?
No.
No. Damn.
But I'll be honest, I could see that finding an audience. So
that's what I was thinking of.
I think I'm just not the audience for that.
Grab him by the necklace and my original art, my drawing of cunty Donald Trump.
I think there's an audience for that. I just don't think it's me.
Okay. Oh, nussy or bust. Yeah. Interesting choice of words. But yeah, I would probably say grab him by the nussy and not necklacy. All right. Well, maybe ask and ye shall receive, people.
Tokyo Hans with another shirt, with another chat, I should say, with a shirt idea. Surely you can't be serious, or Trump is benevolent.
Benevolent.
Wait, what
That's how Nick Shirley didn't know what benevolent meant in an interview, and he's like, "What's benevolent?" or whatever.
Here's the thing, and conservatives always do this with everything, where they don't realize how niche or insidery one of their like references or jokes are, and they reference it and to like a mainstream audience and just think everyone knows what they're talking about. Like the Let's Go Brandon thing is a perfect example of that.
Mm-hmm.
But fucking that guy, what's his name, the benevolent guy,
Nick Shirley,
his merch is the perfect embodiment of that. his Somali fraud center shirt or whatever, where it's like the Tucker Carlson one we saw is stupid, but that's just like a design, like an original design or whatever. The Nick Shirley one, his shirt is a parody of that specific Minnesota. Go to the one that with the hoodie that the two guys are wearing.
The text is so
move over.
tiny.
Move
You put
over.
no
No,
effort
not
into
that one.
this.
The one all the way to the left. All the way to the left. See, their shirt is the Quality Learning Center 1-800-FRAUD. And it's a direct parody of that one Minnesota daycare.
Yeah. That's really
oh yeah.
No one fucking knows what that's talking about. No one knows what that's parodying. Like you have to be so brain rot online right winger to even get that reference and then want to buy that shirt.
Could you imagine walking around wearing that? Like, where people are like, what is that? Oh, it's crazy. So this is like a parody of like a Somali daycare that like was doing fraud. And it's like, it's really funny because of the, like, already I'm like, this person needs to be arrested. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what a dumb shirt idea. I mean, but yeah.
To be fair, he's not the brightest bulb, so
right.
It almost feels ableist to criticize him. That's what we're
like if you're gonna make
the education camps.
If you're gonna make a shirt, if you're gonna like make a shirt and sell it to a crowd, like an audience, I would say the majority of the audience needs to know what the fuck you're referencing, let alone like
a lot of people from this YouTube video would get that meme. Like they'd actually think that was funny. I think because like they were into that YouTube video did numbers. Like I think it was a top 100 YouTube video charter.
I think most people, even who watch that video, and like even the right wingers, like your basic right winger who saw that video and like thought it was good journalism, I think the majority of them would not even fucking remember the design, the logo of that specific daycare to even know that what the shirt is doing.
I'll take an L. I think you just lorded me on that one. That
like
is
imagine imagine it was like a fucking like the corner bodega. I parodied the corner bodega and fucking like put a parody logo of their logo on a shirt and expected people to get it. You have to like know that neighborhood. Like it's just so stupid. All right, let's go back to.
But the 1-800-FRAUD, that's not even a full number. Like there needs to be more digits.
A real number.
Well, I
think you're being 69 or something.
Anyone actually,
not to nitpick, but if I dial that number, who am I going to reach?
TTT types on the topic of closeted conservatives. Please check out Caleb Huron's clip about how GOP masculinity is a type of drag. I'll have to check that out. That sounds interesting.
I cannot find this one. This was T-types?
Yeah.
Why am I not seeing T-types?
T types.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
All right, that's weird. I'm sorry, T-types.
Hang on, I can still pull it up if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Sorry, T-types.
Perfect. There we go. Looney Tunes 9000 with a super chat. I bet Mike will play Tim Pool's new video game. Wait, what? Tim Pool has a video game coming out?
I will not play it, but I did not know he had one.
Karen, the video game, goes viral and is that his game?
That's his? No. No, he talked about a video game.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah.
Ben Riley Spider 1962 with the super chat. Did you guys see Pisco interview Taylor Lorenz? No, what's that? Who's Pisco?
Pisco. He is an attorney who does YouTube content. He does good stuff. I have not seen the interview though.
Yeah, why was it good? Did something happen in it, or just a good interview?
Check it out.
To more from the 5 with a super chat. My therapy joke didn't get displayed. To show this one. What?
Oh, here we go. Okay, I actually just found the other one. Oh, yeah, we actually did talk about this one. I think Ariana read it.
Maybe you didn't put it up.
Maybe. There we go.
TM Mike 1980 with a super chat. Rathbone just now had his life taken down. What?
His
You mean
life taken down?
You mean his live stream?
Okay, I would imagine live, because if he had his life taken down, that'd be a very different.
I'm not really too familiar with him. I know he's a pretty big creator and goes viral a lot, but I'm not really.
Yeah,
familiar
I've heard of him, but I don't know. I don't know enough about him to really say like. I know he's a leftist, but I don't really know much more than that.
All right.
I don't follow.
Ben Riley Spider 1962 with a $10 super chat. Robert Dahl is a good read. My personal theory is Republicans failed to stop the lost cause BS after Reconstruction. Garfield wanted universal education. Do much for that. Troy Mosen, 8975 with a $10 super chat. Thoughts on Tuesday's primary results? Tallarico and Ojeda wins. Elam loss. I mean, I thought it was pretty good for the most part. I mean, in terms of chances, to win with those candidates, I think so.
I don't trust Tallarico or Ojeda. They're probably better candidates.
We're not talking about races where I had I was a big fan of a specific candidate. We're just talking about races where, I slightly leaned towards one candidate simply because I thought they had the better odds of winning the general election. Starch Manning with a super chat. Benjamin Netanyahu, worst U.S. president ever. Yeah, it feels like that way sometimes. Ben Riley Spider again with another super chat. Thank you. NYC crime rate has dropped big time. I mean, that's the case. That's been the case. Like year after year, maybe like there'll be a certain specific crime that will like have a single digit percentage point raised. Because, these things are where, just a few, like a handful more of incidents a year could raise it a couple percentage points. But for the most part, crime has been dropping. And I would venture to say that's the case everywhere in the U.S. for the most part, at least in terms of metropolitan areas, big cities. And that's all from me. Let me really quickly over on Twitch. I got one or two, I think. Kimchi here, subscribe at Prime. Thank you so much, Kimchi. And that's it over on Twitch, and that's it over on YouTube. Thank you, everybody.
Did you guys hit a question about a Tim Pool video game? I know there's a lot of chat that's talking about that.
I think it's the Karen game, but it's not his.
Oh, okay. No, the Karen game's not his. He just thinks it's racist towards white people. That's what it is.
I mean, does he? There's all sorts of games that come out to simply glob onto like a trend or a viral thing. I mean, that's no different. I don't think anyone's trying to be racist against white people.
It's a meme game. Yeah, you're totally right. It's a meme game by definition, but it's not racist towards white people.
Hurting Tim Pool's feelings.
Well, I think Tim Pool doesn't know that, the term Karen, like the term woke, was stolen from black people. And what a Karen is like a white woman weaponizing her whiteness and using it as a form of oppression. Like that's what Karen is. That's what a Karen is supposed to be. And then right wingers took Karen to be a catch-all term for woman I don't like. So they use it as a kind of like, you're a Karen. I hate you because you're a Karen. But it's like you're just hating a woman because you find her annoying, and that's your like substitute word for it, kind of thing. But like Tim Pool's flipping it to be like it's racist towards white people because it's Tim Pool.
So stupid. But they need something, right? They need something.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next? Do you have any super chats or anything, Lance?
I have an extra one I can read. Well,
yeah, go. How does Mike leave when it's his turn for the super chats? I mean,
I was trying to find a good like area to bounce and go pee really quick, and so you guys started talking. So I'm like, okay, this is my chance. I'm drinking tea, so I'm very like, my bladder is punishing me. Did you want to read yours really quick?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to, you can start because I'm trying to reopen it.
Okay. Well, I have Tokyo Hans, member for 24 months. Thank you so much, Tokyo Hans. Also, Tokyo Hans, Mike, can we try to get Hassan to add a new soundboard clip? Please yell out in a gruff voice, I'm gay and Portuguese. Okay, let me try. I'm gay and Portuguese. I came out more redneck, like gay redneck, but I hope that suffices. Tokyo Hans, that's the best I can do. Chemical Dragon said, "Thank you so much for the $10. Appreciate that. Like the new look, Mike. Thank you. Super professional. I'm glad that you like it. What is your?" My dogs are wrestling by my feet. I'm sorry. It's distracted me. It's funny. It's cute, but distracting. What is your opinion of the military leaders telling troops this is a holy war? As an army officer, this is ridiculous and illegal. I hate this so much. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I actually did a video talking about this on, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. And yeah, it's incredibly illegal. It is a violation of their religious liberty. And these people should not have the power they have. They need to be stripped of their power and put in a straitjacket. Marshlight, thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate that. Very generous. You guys chill. Oh my God. Sorry, my dogs are going fucking ape shit. They're having a lot of fun though. Darth Dementia, and by the way, thank you so much. $50. Very, very generous. Darth Dementia will wreck everything before he leaves office. Happy that the progressives are gaining ground. Even Gavin Newsom is recalibrating. More power, leftist mafia. Well, thank you so much for the kind words. Really appreciate that. I do appreciate that we are gaining ground. I will say, after I posted the video of Gavin Newsom, before it even went live, I saw that he walked it back. So his staffer came out and said, actually, no, he thinks that Israel has the right to defend itself. He supports them unequivocally. So it was fun while it lasted, though. Cartoon asks, thoughts on Paramount now buying Warner Brothers instead of Netflix? It's terrible, not just in the movie industry, but also U.S. media, with them having CNN, also HBO cooked. Yeah, I mean, look, it was not ideal to have them bought out by anyone, but this is the worst case scenario where you have these MAGA billionaires now taking control of CNN and HBO. They're just going to turn it into propaganda outlets, and I think that is terrible. The one, like, major, I guess, media outlet now that's not owned by a Trump, an explicit Trump ally, is NBC, and it's bleak. So when Democrats take office, they need to crack some skulls, and when I say crack skulls, I mean, like, break them up with antitrust. Because if they don't, like, generations will be brainwashed. Like, we're seeing the AM radioification of mainstream media, and Democrats cannot just sit idly by and let this happen. Thank you to Jamie for becoming a new member. Welcome, Jamie. Appreciate you. Looney Tune says the next time LM does a call-in show, make it once a month for a palate cleanser. Maybe we'll keep that in mind. I think that those are really fun, and we need more fun stuff during these dark times. So we'll keep that in mind, Looney Tunes, for sure. Don't know when the next one will be, but we'll definitely do another. Cartoon says also thoughts on the BAFTA Tourette incident. Yeah, I saw that. So I think that, first and foremost, they should not have placed somebody with Tourette's near the front, near microphones. I think that's just not a good idea in general. That's especially if you have the verbal Tourette's. In terms of the way that they handle it, I think they handled it like dog shit. I don't know how you censor out the F slur and Free Palestine, but you let the N-word through. The entire debacle was a complete fucking shit show, and I don't understand why they let that happen. So yeah, it was entirely preventable. People who have the verbal, like for those who don't know, I don't know if I ever mentioned this. I actually have Tourette syndrome myself. It's like,
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a very, very, like, low Tourette's. It was a lot worse when I was a kid. I've never been diagnosed, but like most people with Tourette's aren't diagnosed, and it was treated like with OCD and whatnot. And so I don't have verbal tics. I just have like body tics and whatnot. And so, yeah, it really is like you can't control it. I don't have verbal tics, so that's something that I can't really speak to, but it is a serious, serious thing. And you have to constantly, make sure you're cognizant of your environment that you're in, things that could really trigger tics. And the fact that, they put somebody up front where he's near microphones and in a high pressure situation where
they put him near back. They fucked up on every level. They put him near the back, but mic'd him up. And he didn't want that, by the way. Yeah, he wasn't asking for that. He was also like afterwards, he's like, I don't know why they added that microphone because it was obviously going to make things more difficult. And then the team that was supposed to do, there was a 2-hour delay. The team that was supposed to censor it says they missed it in the bunker, but still managed to get the Free Palestine speech part cut out, still managed to cut out the F slur. So, and then they put it up on the BBC for, I think, 10 hours on the iPlayer before taking it down. So like the BBC and BAFTA fucked up on every level. They are the villains here. They
absolutely
are like, where everyone should point their anger at. And yeah, I understand why people on both sides are upset. I thought that once again it was a case of like white people trying to speak over black people, and
always
when the moment called for it, when white people were supposed to be better allies, they were immediately like, "Oh, you don't know, excuse me," and it's like, no, we don't know. Like we're just like, for the fucking millionth time, we don't know what it's like to be on the receiving end of that word, or to be upset for someone being on the other end of that word, right? Like that's the other part. You don't have a right to be upset because the person involuntarily. And I was just like,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ. This is such a really, really bad example. Once again, like you wonder why, like so many black people are disillusioned with like white leftists or progressives when they do this shit. That was obviously a train wreck too. So I think
it doesn't matter why he said it. What matters is that he said a hurtful word that is like a dagger, and like for them to not take responsibility or to like reduce it down to, oh, you're just like being ableist because he has Tourette's. No. You fucked up. Like the entire
BAFTA fucked up, BBC fucked up. They all fucked up. And honestly, it sucks for everyone because like he can't control that. His life is like really difficult as well, right? Like he's a working class janitor who has Tourette's and just can't participate actively in daily life. And that's what the documentary is about, to try and bring more attention to the extreme versions of Tourette's when people like have to, deal with it. And that's like, thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that. I met people with Tourette's in university who like I learned a lot through that because I only knew about it through the movies and South Park. And in the movies in South Park, it's like it's the cartoonish version, right? It's just like people screaming slurs. And like as a kid, you think that's hilarious. You're like, wait, there's like a medical condition where you can like run around screaming slurs all day, things like that. And that's not it at all. That's like one very extreme, specific version that affects like speech, right? But like there's other people who have tics in a variety of other ways, or triggers in a variety of other ways, and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it seems like the worst possible thing that came out of something, and yeah, it sucks. It was social.
Yeah. To my understanding, the verbal Tourette's like that is very, very, like it's a super small percentage of people with Tourette's. A lot of it is not like, a lot of people have Tourette's and you might not notice it because it's very like subtle ticking. And it's sometimes it's situational. Like people who have Tourette's really bad, they're always ticking. But like for me, once I start, like when I was like an adolescent, it was horrible. I had it all the time. But like now as an adult, it's more like situational, to where if I get stressed out, I catch myself ticking. But it's one of those things where it's absolutely like it's neurological. You don't have any control over it. Like I didn't know that I was ticking until my mom was like, Michael, what are you doing? Stop ticking. It's kind of like where you're blinking your eyes. You're not aware that you're blinking your eyes, but you're involuntarily moving your body in a certain way. So yeah, it's like it's fucked up. But yeah, for that particular situation, the way that it was handled and the fact that like that happened, I think that BAFTA should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. And I think that white people need to shut the fuck up and stop trying to tell black people not to be offended. It doesn't matter why that word was said. The fact is that it was said and it's hurtful. So very frustrating situation. I wasn't on the show last week, so I didn't get to comment about that. But yeah, it was really agonizing to hear the discourse and the stupidity from white people. Like, you don't get to he has Tourette's. You don't, shut the fuck up. You don't know about Tourette's.
Yeah, it was we talked about it last week really quickly. It was me and David Dole, and someone asked, what do you two white boys think of it was just like, my take was basically that, like, what a horrible situation for everyone involved, and that everyone involved has every right to be super pissed off. There was solely the sole party at fault here is BAFTA for putting everyone in that situation, and they deserve to apologize to all the parties involved, and everyone who wanted to get mad at anyone about the situation had every right to do so.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Nintendo Gaming Channel, thank you for the member chat. I have a question. Do you guys fear Orange Man directly or indirectly responsible for World War III by 2030? For me, I fear World War III happened due to all U.S. Republicans. Well, I'm going to take things one step at a time. I am not going to try to predict whether or not World War III will happen by 2030. I have absolutely no idea, but I hope not. I fear mostly a lot of instability in the region, and I fear people in the Middle East, Gulf countries, specifically Iran, losing their lives because of this. That's kind of like in the immediate realm of concern for me. So I can't. It's hard for me to think past the human lives that are being lost. Cartoon says, I know you've been playing RE Requiem. Thoughts? I love it. I think it's really good, although it's super scary and it's so stressful. So like I really enjoy it, but it's so stressful. Goddamn. Worth it though.
I can't wait to play it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a puckerer. You'll be puckering a lot.
I hear it's 50-50. Like half the game is POV horror, and the other half is super hyper action. Resident Evil.
Yeah, you get
awesome.
a little bit of a relief when you get the action sequences because the horror is so unsettling. I actually had a dream that I was being chased by something that was in the game last night. Not like a nightmare. It was kind of like low-key. So yeah, it's very fucked up and unsettling. I love it, but it is stressful. But yeah, good stuff. Action F and Jackson, thank you for the 10. Says Conor McGregor said the same thing. Iran already won and we lost. They have dumb technology like mines that will cause gas prices to go up, and if we invade, they will Ukraine our ass with drones. Yeah, there's a million different ways that this can go wrong for the U.S. It's not the walk in the park like they thought. Octowolf says, I'm starting a new podcast where I give the news and my opinion and facts on it, then debate mega. That's awesome. Hey, when that starts, let us know. I wanna tune in. Canadian Goose says, hi gang, I'm kind of behind today. Don't have any news to really cover today. Just wanted to say I love today's shows as always, and the news set looks fantastic, Mike. Well, thank you so much for saying that. I'm glad you like it.
Does.
Pendulous Dragon, member for 28 months. Thank you so much. Kowalski says, Qatar is one of the largest LNG suppliers in the world. We use LNG to make fertilizer, plant food. The cost has increased dramatically over the week. Food prices will rise. It is inevitable. Sorry. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I think that Americans are very naive. They think that the U.S. government can just do what it wants and it's not going to affect them. And like, they're still lucky. Like, they're still very lucky because it's not affecting, Americans as much as it is people in the Gulf, people in Iran. But yeah, shit's going to hit the fan, because if there's anything that Americans don't like, it's the cost of groceries going up. They will vote for Hitler if they think Hitler's going to bring down the cost of groceries, because they did that. Thank you, Hard Nips Gizzardo, for becoming a YouTube member. Love the name, Hard Nips. Nice to see you. Sinister Intelligence, thank you for the 10. I wish I could hug you, Ariana. I think this is for Ariana. I don't know what to do.
You think that's for Ariana?
I'm assuming this is for Ariana, but I'm gonna just read it. I don't know what to do. I feel consumed by rage and anger about what's going on, especially at the Christian faith with this Armageddon foolishness. I feel your frustration for sure. Also, another one from Sinister says, capitalism tends to make us selfish and self-centered. A lot of diasporas are white and rich, house slave Vs, field slave kind of thing. Yeah, you're not wrong. T-Boy, thanks for the 10. The sad thing about this is that this war started because our idiot dictator felt like it. Apparently, Trump is not concerned about gas prices going up. Not surprised. Same. Tigwick plays games. Thank you so much for the 20. That's so kind of you. Appreciate your voice and videos, Mike. Thanks. Thank you, Tigwick. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Cosmere says, currently in Act 3 of Expedition 33, curious to see how it ends, but still feel like Silksong deserved Game of the Year. Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but Expedition 33 has a very good ending.
Is it endings or ending?
It's not a spoiler if I say that. There's endings.
Okay.
Both are good.
Yeah, most games have multiple endings.
Yeah, both are good. One is clearly better than the other. I picked the less good one, so I looked up the other one. But either way, great conclusion to the game. Sinister says, yeah, as a black guy, people hate us but want to be us. People hate us so much but want our goods. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Capitalism, exploitation, it's just about take what you can from communities, disregard their humanity. It's sickening. And I wish that there was some way to like snap Americans out of this like white supremacist spell that they've been under for 250 years, but it just feels so it's so hard because like we're climbing an uphill battle because that white supremacy is reinforced in all of our institutions. And it's hard. You have to dismantle it. You have to rip it apart at the roots. But that's easier said than done. T-Boy says it's going to take a complete and total revamp of the American ideology in order to actually change, for actual change to happen, excuse me. How long will that take is beyond me. I mean, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. How long will it take? Is it even possible? If it takes a long time, I hope that we see, that during our lifetimes, at least. My hope is that like we at least sow the seeds of like a better future in the short term. I guess that's the best that I'm hoping for, to see like when we're all boomers or older, I should say, like, okay, is what we fought for and advocated for, is it finally starting to pay off? Can we look towards a better future for, our grandchildren? That's all I want. That's all that I can hope for, because we're not going to see socialism during our lifetimes. But maybe we can start to move towards social democracy. That'd be awesome. ABS says, hey, Mike, did you see the video of someone that looks like Ghislaine Maxwell and her brother? Do you think the real one is still out there? No, I think that the conspiracy about anytime there's a conspiracy about body doubles, I think it's fucking stupid, because it always turns out to be they just look different in a weird light or whatever.
Except for the Jim Carrey one. I'm fully on board with that. I'm going to believe it. I'll accept it.
Like, okay, see my face now? If I just move back and the light changes, it changes the way my face looks. So like, it's, I don't know. Those are never, I would love to get hooked onto like a fun conspiracy theory, but I just feel like the real conspiracies are so much more persuasive to me. Old Man in Philly says, I've got one side of the family full MAGA too. Oh, I feel your pain. Infuriating as hell, especially when I've also seen them bend over backwards to help friends and family out of devastating events. Yeah, that's the thing. That's a really great point. I'm glad that you brought that up, because deep down inside, you know that there's like an inkling of a good person in there, and you've seen it from time to time. So you know that they know better, but they're just choosing to be shitty. And that's the thing that is so frustrating, because you can't, it's like you're trying to like talk to that person that's still deep inside of them, or that you hope is inside of them. But at some point you start to realize that like, you've got to stop fighting the cognitive dissonance and just acknowledge that the person you thought you knew is gone as fuck and they're never coming back, and just accept that, who they are now is, that's their core. They're a rotten, shitty fucking person. Jacqueline says Americans would be nicer if they had government that gave the people any sense that mattered more than rich people's money. I think that would certainly help. I really do. It's not going to, if we get socialism tomorrow, it's not going to wash away all of the brainwashing, all of the capitalist, that conditioning to be selfish. It's not going to eliminate racism. But I think that it gives you a more fertile ground to like build a better society if people aren't always materially deprived. So I think that it is important that you address people's material needs, so that way they don't fall prey to like the demagoguery and the divisive politics and the class warfare. Scanner Dark, and we're almost done though. Last couple here. Scanner Darkly says, can we unleash Mike more often? In what way? Because I I have a big mouth and I just keep talking, and sometimes I get myself in trouble. So I think we should be careful. Fly chomper fly. I say some shit and then I'm like, oh God. I'm thankful that I'm not big enough to get clipped like Hassan, because I would get fucking roasted by the libs mostly, but still. Mike, are you still backing CAF for Illinois' 9th district? I tried to contact you via email about a couple of issues, but nada. How can I get to you? Email is the place to contact me, Mike@humanist.report.com. It's just a matter of whether or not I have time to check, and I have not checked my email for at least a week, so I apologize. In terms of Kat Abou-Gazella, so I am still supporting her. She's objectively the best candidate in the race that has a chance of winning. That being said, I'm a little disappointed in her. I don't like her Taiwan take. I think some of her foreign policy takes are bad. I'm glad that she fired the guy who was a Zionist in her campaign. That being said, I think she very clearly needs better people to help her. Even if you look at her Medicare for All policy, I'm glad that she supports Medicare for All, but she has a little carve out there in her policy page, if you look, that says, or if people don't want Medicare for All, they can opt out for private insurance. No. You can't. You have to get rid of private insurance. You can't keep them. Otherwise, that is going to infect the system and it's going to get watered down. You have to abolish private insurance. So I think that she needs better policy advisors. Having said that, though, she's still a great candidate. I don't agree with her on everything, but I still think that she'd be the best to win. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Jay Steinheimer says, I am super curious to whether or not you guys truly believe the terms pizza, cream cheese in the files are referencing eating humans. I honestly don't know. I genuinely couldn't tell you. They're referencing something, crimes probably, but I don't know if they're referring to cannibalism. I genuinely have no idea.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's so much crazy shit in the files that I'm mostly focused on the things that are provable. But at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if they were referencing or if they did resort to cannibalism. We're talking about complete fucking psychopaths. So yeah, if I had to guess, it probably is referring to something else, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're cannibals. Long story short, nothing would fucking surprise me anymore. Nothing would surprise me anymore. Red Fire Blue Eyes, thank you for the 12-month membership. Really appreciate that. And also for the $1.99 super sticker. It is a sticker of unboxing. Thank you. Octawolf says, every candidate I've endorsed has won a primary or is now a mayor. Well, hey, keep at it. Keep at it, because I'm assuming you have good taste. Spot
where
Dogs.
Were you in, where were you in 2016?
Where were you in the race that Nida Alam was in? Did you not endorse her? I have OCD and get disturbing, intrusive thoughts. I can kind of relate to the guy, but a proper apology was still in order. Let me know if I'm wrong. No, you're not wrong. I also have OCD. So okay, I'm not trying to fucking mental health max. All these things are kind of comorbidities. I have OCD too, and my Tourette's went down a little bit, got better, more controllable when I was treated for OCD when I was younger. But yes, I have intrusive thoughts as well. And that is not something that you can control. I agree with you. A proper apology is in order. Even if he could not control what he was saying, he knows that he is liable to vocalize really terrible things. And, you still have to hold yourself accountable. Being disabled doesn't mean that you get a free pass to just hurt people. So I think that, yes, an apology was in order. If I was ticking and it I don't have a vocal tick, so it's not really the same thing. But if I was ticking and somebody thought I was mocking them because I ticked a certain way and they saw it, I would apologize because it still might be hurtful to somebody. So I agree with you. I think you're right about that. Kowalski says, when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. Most Americans don't realize they are the grass and the wealthy are the elephants. That's a great analogy. Yeah, that's a really great analogy. Oh, somebody in the chat says he did apologize. That's good. I'm glad that he did apologize. Yeah, he needed to, because again, I'm not to repeat myself, but the reason why he said it is irrelevant. It's still hurtful. So yeah. Okay, well that's it. That's all I have. Anything else,
Can I
Joe?
quickly read just two quick ones that came in?
Yeah.
Old Man Philly, thank you for the $10. Thanks for the commentary. I hope Mark Wayne doesn't try to move up your way after he loses his job in 6 weeks. Lots of Canadian noses up there. I hope so too. Hopefully we can ban him at the border. Not George Soros. Thanks for being a member. Notoriously Bratty, thank you for the 699. Does OpenAI apology make you uneasy in Canada? I think you meant to say technology. And regarding the BC shooting, are they trying to move ahead with something? Maybe it's just a nice gesture. For anyone who doesn't know, the largest mass shooting in Canadian history at a school happened just this month, actually. And the shooter was trans, so the right internationally have been vilifying the shooter. But it turns out the shooter also frequented OpenAI and may have been developing OpenAI psychosis. We just don't know to what degree, because OpenAI release their logs and refuses to publish them. But apparently it was bad enough that staff at OpenAI wanted to contact the RCMP and they were told not to by the higher ups at OpenAI that prevented them from doing that. Which is also fucked up. I think all of that warrants investigation.
Oh right, I covered that one for Mashable.
Oh good.
Yeah, they not only that, it turned out that they shut down their account and didn't let OpenAI and didn't let the authorities know, but they also missed that the individual opened a new account and was continuing to use, even though they had even though they claim they had like systems in place to check to make sure no one who was banned was trying to open a new account.
Yeah, and it's I personally think that more people should be calling for regulation at the very minimum. I think regulation is the bare minimum at this point. Like, this is one of, like, you know, you can go check out Kaylin Conrad's channel. Like, there's so many stories now about like AI psychosis, AI murders, AI double murders, people being convinced to murder themselves and their parents and things like that. Like, there's been enough, like, you know, one-to-one stories where the people, it's like, it's pretty evident that the technology as it is now is not safe to be mass adopted for a supplement of friendship, relationships, or therapy. And that's what it is being mass adopted for. And it's leading to a lot of horrifying outcomes unless someone steps in. Like, I think government should step in and stop these people. And also Sam Altman's accused of raping his sister. And I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's the totality for me. So yeah, do you want to raid Tofu Ghost?
Sure.
Did you read the I just realized I got a one more super chat from Kowalski, but you might have read it already.
Did I? I'm sorry.
You read that one or no?
The elephant one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was for you.
Oh no, I didn't even realize it was for me until just now either. Don't worry about it. No big deal.
Oh, Max Danger,
Thanks,
thank you for $5 with the message. Have you all seen the amazing skits coming from the Canadian comedic YouTube channel, Channel 22? I have not, but I will write that down. Channel 22. If you mean this hour is 22 minutes, I know about that. I don't know about Channel 22, but I'll look it up. Tofu Ghost?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you all. Thank you to Moz as well for holding it down.
Tofu Ghost is spelled with a 0 for the O in the word ghost, just so you know.
Oh, a 0 in the word ghost?
Just ghost. Oh, the channel doesn't allow raids. All right. I guess raid whoever you want.
Okay.
Carolyn Kwan and Carolyn Kwan, Maple Takes. Actually, we haven't raided Maple Takes in a while.
Yeah, let's do Maple Takes.
Okay. There you go. Thank you so much to the mods for all the channels, for keeping us safe. You're awesome. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Take care.
I'm pressing start raid. Hold on, I'm doing it right now. Hold on. It's going. 1 second. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, I'm doing it now. All right. See you all next week.
Take care.